also means a user would be unable to find potential family members through the service. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, fighting for your right to consume plant-based medicine and natural remedies. Find out more at mybravebotanicals.com. And right now, Liberty Beat listeners can save 10% on your purchase by using promo code SNLS at checkout. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat, online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow reporting. Your news now continues. A Chinese immigrant who moved with his wife in 2010 to seek a better life in the United States had that life ended last year by those sworn to protect and serve. 66-year-old Wang Shenling was suffering with Alzheimer's when police attacked him so violently they broke his neck and he died. That's according to a report from the Free Thought Project citing a lawsuit filed this week by his wife. On August 5th of 2018, police officers kicked in the door to Ling's home following a noise complaint that they claimed was a case of domestic violence. When police entered the home, the officers found him waving his arms around, yelling something. Clearly ignorant of Ling's Alzheimer's diagnosis and entirely in the wrong place at the wrong time, police forcefully grabbed him, threw him down, and placed him in handcuffs. During the process, the force used against Ling was so great, it broke his neck. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has won the Israeli national election, securing a record fifth term in office despite running neck and neck with his challenger, Benny Gantz. The anti-media reports that the country's three main television channels made that report Wednesday. With 97% of the votes counted, neither of the candidates' parties had captured a ruling majority. But Netanyahu was clearly in a strong position to form a coalition government with other right-wing factions that have backed him. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
So, Shelby, let's start with you. You say that our bogs and marshes should actually be paved over.
That's right. Absolutely, Brooke. These things are nothing but dead body dumping pits that make life easy for murderers. And it's disgusting to me that sickos like Mr. Popkin actually want to protect these things.
All right, well, Mr. Popkin, how do you respond to this?
Bogs and marshes are important ecosystems that should be protected. I mean, they're already being endangered.
Whoa, excuse me. As long as these human landfills remain open for business, what we're essentially saying to the criminal element is, sure, do whatever you like, and throw the evidence here in this federally protected black hole.
I testified before Senator Chuck Grassley, who wanted to lift federal protection on these lands, and what I told him is exactly what I'm going to
and where
tell
is
you
Chuck
now.
Grassley right now, sir? Could it be that he's sitting at the bottom of a bog somewhere? Why else would you be so hot on these wetlands if you aren't a murderer yourself?
This is the Onion News Network.
And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Let us make them remember. We are not afraid!
Yep. On a feared here on Declare Your Independence of me, Ernest Hancock here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the BEAUtiful studios of Freedom's with an S, FreedomsPhoenix.com. Well, what shall we talk about today? It'll be a freedom thing, I'm sure. Let's see. In the third hour, Dr. Frank Tambury will come. We'll see how long we got to die. I think we might be doing it by Zoom. Dr. Frank Tambury going to do Trump report. I have so not been paying attention. I mean, of course, I go, well, there's an interesting story, and that would be of interest. And if I cared, I'd read that. And so we put a lot of the stuff that, might almost semi-interest me and put it up in continuation of the saga and the story of. But, that's one of the reasons why we put a lot of this stuff up on Freedom's Phoenix is for you guys to get the radar screen of what's being talked about by the 3 million people that are watching out of 300 million. What is that? Percent? Half a percent. I mean, it's like, third of a percent, not much. All right. So 1 million out of 100 million is 1%. So 3 million out of 300 million, 1%. So I'm looking at 1% of the people are even watching cable news, and I'm wondering if they're going, that's Fox, MSNBC, CNN combined. And I'm wondering, are they counting the guys in the airport? You know what I mean? There's people eating at McDonald's watching CNN. I just can't muster up enough give a crap. I don't believe anything they say anyway. And when they ever tell you anything, it's not quite the truth, And so where do you get your news? Well, most people go to the internet. So as they're going to the internet and they're getting their news, how slanted is it? Well, certainly from the people. So you wanted to have some competing conversation. You want to have crossfire, which is where what's his name? Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson used to wear a bow tie, and he'd be on crossfire with this other, I don't know, somebody that's supposed to be a Republican, Democrat. But I don't even know what he played. And it was just comical. I mean, of course, he did a good job. Ouch quit it commentary. But for those of you who don't know, Ouch Quit It is just a episode of The Simpsons where Bart and his sister, it's a cartoon animation, and they pinch her, and she go, ouch, quit it, pinch, ouch, quit it. It's just like, I'll turn this car around, that kind of thing. And I'm just like, ouch, quit it all the time. And what did you learn? They don't bring up the alternative discussion that the people were, the libertarians, the freedom-oriented, the leave-me-alonist, that this doesn't matter. Why is there a law on some stupid like? And then it gets down to where, a good example, there's a story we put up yesterday, and it's probably on the front page now, where the New York state and then a county and then a city and then health agencies standing with people behind them to be able to say this about that. And it was in Brooklyn, I think. There's Hasidic Jews, a community there, kind of tight-knit. And all of a sudden, they got a bunch of measles. I mean, we're talking, a couple of hundred people they kind of diagnosed with measles. 20 maybe had to go to the hospital. Oh, we got this one in intensive care that they, wheeled them in there on purpose for all we know. And how many people are really, really sick, death-defying, that didn't have, some other condition? It's just not, I mean, they're just making it into a thing. What really pissed them off is a lot of parents, they said, measles party. Oh, they didn't like that none too much. Their answer to the government about getting inoculations, they go, you know what? My kid has measles. Who wants to come over? And a bunch of kids show up. And they freaked. Now, we know that you got a problem with it, but they're perfectly safe. They're the problem. This is how you're supposed to do it. And that's how you shouldn't do this. You're putting them in harm's way. You shouldn't do. That's an old, antiquated, shouldn't have never, and kind of never, and there ought to be a law. Because parents were going, they've been through this before. When I was a kid, this is how you did it. You know, you want inoculation? You know, I'll give you an inoculation. You know, go play mousetrap with, Freddie down the street. And it was, there is a pushback. But this argument, the stats, the conversation, does not include any principle or anything other than a shiny badge told you and there's a law. And if you don't do it, we're going to charge you $1,000. We're going to take your kids. We're going to this. We're going to that. They can't go to school. They can't do, which this you can't go to school thing suits the living crap out of me. I don't care. My kids are really good about, kids get to school. Now they have more traditional school or private school or some school or charter school is not, usually generally the school, the government school. And a lot of times they here in Arizona, you have, it's kind of government school because it's paid with tax money, but they have a little bit more freedom and so on, but they still want them to, that kind of thing. But the flavor or the curriculum is altered a little bit. It's just a testing. I don't know. I'm out of that. It's not my problem. But I see the results, and they're doing pretty good. They're very selective in the school, and you got to get in line, and you register them when they're like 3 or 4, or as soon as you can to get in, the limited space of. But what I'm finding out is that it's an attitude, and they want the children to either respect their parents, and the teachers and so on, and the school. Have some pride in their school, that kind of thing. Or they drill the crap out of you that your parents are the enemy and the state is your mama. And you got to do everything. It's all about compliance and following the law. And are you a scofflaw? Are you not following the law or the will of it came from this piece of paper and read over the intercom by the principal? I mean, this kind of thing. This is what I'm seeing is changing. And this is why I see the media has to consolidate. The internet's got to be taken over. It's us. It's a V thing. It's, was it Sam Adams? It's a common, statement. Whenever people are afraid of the government, you have tyranny. When the government's afraid of the people, you have liberty. It's really not more complicated than that. The government's not afraid of us. They're getting concerned. They're afraid they can't control us. They're afraid they can't make us. Now, we may be afraid of them, and respect enough to where we go, yeah, probably shouldn't do that, whatever that is. But, or at least tell them about it. And then, you might get your encrypted crypto hippie router, they ain't going to see you none. You might be doing stuff like that. But then that puts you, get kind of a little red flag on you. That's a gig against your social score, I'm feeling something coming. I've been doing this a long time. You don't hear me say this crap all the time. Oh, it's, the end is nigh. And the end's not nigh. The end of them may be nigh. Paul Rosenberg said, I go, God, are we at peak tyranny? He goes, no. But I think we're at peak obedience. That's where we're coming. At this peak obedience thing. It's going down from here. From the third letter of Captain Mark. The Crown's observation conditions us to be dishonest with ourselves. Therefore, constant surveillance produces a society of constant deception. Honest communication is the seed of civilized conduct. To deny us this seed is to deny us its fruits. But the Crown's primary objective is to stifle free thought itself, to make its subjects incapable of dissent. Seasoned pirates have always encrypted messages and codes and ciphers, so intercepted transmissions were incomprehensible. But today, the Crown possesses advanced tools of pattern recognition that document, profile, and predict our every move. Today, piracy requires hailing frequencies completely invisible to the Crown. We are tired of poltergeists in the static. Looking for a community of like-minded scoundrels, or just want some swag to let the Crown know what you think of it? Join the conversation at pirateswithoutborders.com.
Would you like to hang out with Penn Jillette? He's keynoting Freedom Fest this year. I, for one, am thrilled. Freedom Fest is the largest liberty-oriented gathering in the world. They take a Big Ten approach with libertarians, conservatives, liberals, anarchists, and just open-minded people mingling together to hear real debates, share real solutions, and converse freely. This year's theme is the Wild West, a time of liberty and opportunity, or a time of anarchy and violence. Maybe both. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and get your tickets now. freedomfest.com/FTL. Not convinced yet? Hey, I understand. It's a high-end event, even with coupon code FTLEB. Sure, you're likely to receive investment advice that'll make that sum seem paltry, but I have something special for you. Go to freedomfest.com/FTL and you'll get the 5 best speeches from last year for free. Call it a test drive. Do yourself a favor and go to freedomfest.com/FTL. freedomfest.com/FTL. Use coupon code FTLEB for a discount.
There are basically 2 types of advertising: direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is a special alert for business owners, consultants, coaches, folks planning retirement, entrepreneurs, and anyone who is saving and investing to build a financial future. You are likely aware that financial privacy for most people has recently died a miserable death. And let's face it, without privacy, there really is no security, is there? Bankrupt governments and banks on the verge of collapse are perhaps the biggest threat to your financial future today. The Lighthouse Law Club recognizes this and has been working diligently to provide safe, secure, and productive tools to ensure your privacy, your financial security, and your future financial well-being, despite the catastrophes which many people fear are looming ahead of us. Find out more with a variety of free videos on the YouTube channel for Lighthouse Law Club. Just search YouTube for Lighthouse Law Club and secure your future today.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm welcomed back into your head. Hello. Spin on this. It's the big positive spin I got is that the end is nigh for the state in our minds. It doesn't mean they're going to go away. There's always going to be somebody who want to explain it to you. Excuse me. Had a little bit of tickle. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing. Last week, I felt it was a week ago last Monday. I just didn't feel well. You know, I just didn't have enough energy. I didn't feel sick. There was nothing. It was just kind of, I need to remember that feeling because I haven't felt that in a long time. It's like the day before you get sick. And it started, and we have here, I'll show you. Those of you that can look, you see. All right. It just says colloidal silver on it. Yeah, where do you get the focus? Where is it? Anyway, it says colloidal silver, and what it is it's in a blue bottle, plastic spray thing Donna gets for some of her stuff and everything, and we just made it ourselves, and it's really high quality because it took 2 nice silver rounds that, God, what are they? Austrian, what do they call those? Philharmonics. So I go, which silver? All right, I'll sacrifice some of the shine off my Philharmonics here. And I just put it in, at 13 something volt. I have a rectifier that I use for other stuff, projects, so on. But you can just use 9-volt battery. I mean, it's just, both ends, put it in some distilled water and just let her go. After a while, hours, it'll start to turn kind of an amber color. It gets kind of a brownish tint to it. And you leave it over. I mean, the darker it gets, the more silver it's in there. Oh, and that's a lot of silver in that one. And all I did is I had the best luck with zinc and colloidal silver, and it's for the same reasons. It is a physical barrier. The molecules of silver and zinc are like a physical coating. It's like a bandage in your throat that keeps the vector of getting in a sore throat or a raw spot or in your lungs and so on, that, it just kind of blocks new infection and stuff. It just keeps it from getting, a vector, a place for all the crap to come in, and you get sicker and it's raw and all that kind of stuff. So these little zinc tablets, they're just pressed white powder kind of thing, like a tablet. And I'll take one and gnaw on it, just a little bit, just break off a little bitty chunk and just kind of so it coats my throat. And one tablet lasted me 3 days. I mean, it's that slow. It's that kind of thing. Now, you can do a whole tablet or whatever. It's just that I'm economical. And I don't do it for the zinc. I do it for the zinc coating. So it's kind of a different. I'm not really thinking about putting it in my system. Probably doesn't hurt. I mean, I take zinc regularly anyway. But, I just, a little bit, and that keeps my throat coated. The colloidal silver does the same thing. It's just, not as convenient until Donna found this little sprayer deal. So I just go like this. I just take it, and I take a little breath in, and it kind of goes, and it gets into the lungs too a little bit. A little bit of silver and everything kicked its butt. I mean, it's been like, I don't want to be too gross, but it's, you're getting sick when you've got a runny nose, and it's all this clear and mucus, and you're blowing your nose. But when it's that good productive coughing and you're getting up nice good green, man, that means you win. Woohoo! I'm winning. And so I didn't really get sick. I haven't. This is kind of how I sick. Like my grandkids do. Papa, I sick. And I go, really? Okay. Yeah, yeah. No, you're sick. But you have a good immune system. You eat right. You get some good vitamins, and it's kind of that. And you're usually pretty good. You can fight this stuff off. Now, I've been sick. I mean, don't say I've never been sick. I've been sick. But it's a lot less as I'm getting older, because a lot of the things, when I recognize it, I nip it in the bud. I try and stop it from the beginning. And there's some, Donna, what is the name of those little white pellet powder packet things? Keith McAnarchist had us go get. We went to Narcopoco that time. Losa kind of caca something, and it's and we went to silicoccinum. Yeah, silicoccinum. Whatever the hell that means. Silicoccinum. Somebody made that up, because it sounded cool. But silicoccinum, and it tastes like Tic Tacs. And it's almost sugar, and it's little white, tiny BBs, and it's just, they're really small. They're like a millimeter across or 2 maybe. And you have a little plastic vial full of them, and you go to the health store, or you go to Sprouts, or you go to Whole Foods, or you go to, and it was a few years ago. It was, I think, the first year that we were going to Narcopoco, so this would be like 5 years ago. Don and I, we both got it. Boom, the day before. This is great. We're going to Mexico, and we're going to be on the plane sick. We're going to be sick. And a good friend of ours goes, silicoccinum, I think that's what it is. And he goes, you need to get this stuff. I tell you, you need to go right now. Now. Not later than now. We're going right now. Now. We get in his truck. We drove to the thing. He pulled out, and we went and did he even go with us, or he told us, or he had an empty thing or something? I can't even remember. But we went to, I remember Don and I going in, and we go to the attendant. They had somebody that was kind of a pharma woman, And we said, what we're looking for, he's called it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Got right over here. Boom. The pallets came, whatever. So we go over there, and it's just a little, you buy the thing. It wasn't cheap. I mean, I think it was like $10 or something. I mean, it wasn't free. But you get this, and you go, boom, and you just down them. Gone the next day. It was miracle stuff. I went, holy crap, what the hell is that? I did some research on it at the time. It does some kind of breaking of the reproduction cycle of, the pathogen or whatever it is. I can't even remember. But if it's one of those, man, I can feel it coming. You start getting that flu, achy neck kind of, you get, boom, you down one of those. We should have some in stock. We used to. And then after years, they just kind of go away. You're usually giving them friends and stuff. And that is like a miracle cure for the cold kind of thing. So I recommend that. But any other time, it's been just preventative. One, stay healthy. Big thing is sleep enough. If I drink alcohol more than 2-3 days in a row, just a couple of beers, in a row, and don't get enough sleep or something like that, boom, I'm sick. You compromise the immune system any bit, here it comes. If I get enough sleep, I don't drink a bunch of alcohol for whatever reason that really hammers me. And I do this colloidal silver zinc thing just to keep it at bay. I usually get through just about everything. New York State, they're not going to allow you to do that. You got to get your immune system compromised for the measles.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm. On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. FreedomsPhoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government. The real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock. To be a part of the show, call 602-264-2800.
All right, I found it for you. I got the spelling. You ready? Now, this stuff's common stuff, and there's controversy around it. Okay, here we go. It's called oscillococcinum, oscillococcinum. Oscill, C-I-L-L, oscillococcinum. So you'll kind of get it from there. And there's a brand name of whatever the heck. I think it just says oscillococcinum on it. But this is what the active ingredient is. Blah, 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 blah. Extract of Muscovy duck liver and heart. Yep. It's duck liver. So what are one of the questions on here? You know, does oscillococcinum prevent flu? What is oscillococcinum for flu? How long does it, this is Google, of course, how long does it take for oscillococcinum to kick in? Is oscillococcinum good for vegetarians? Because it's got duck liver or whatever. Well, it's not really vegetarian. You know, I mean, I'm like, wow, who makes up these questions, you know? And then, and then somehow Tamiflu gets in there. Is Tamiflu over the counter? Do I need a prescription for Tamiflu? Tamiflu. Okay, let's click on Tamiflu. Here, I'll show you guys. Tamiflu is an antiviral medication that is unavailable over the counter. It has been shown to be effective for helping to prevent the flu, or if you start taking it soon after you start feeling sick, you can get a prescription for Tamiflu from your doctor. Go get some Tamiflu. You know, what's his name? Dick Cheney. Well, thank you. Or Rumsfeld, or one of those guys. I think Rumsfeld is in. They're all in this crap, you know. But the questions, you know, I thought were interesting. But basically, it's extract of duck liver, something, you know. And you know, this is Grandma Home Remedy back in the village of something in Europe in the south somewhere, you know, where these freaking Muscovy ducks, find out where they're at, and then you find out, you know, they Moscow or something. Does it prevent flu? This is the first thing you get to on Google. While a small number of studies suggest that oscillococcinum may have some beneficial effects for people with the flu, there's no evidence that the remedy can prevent the flu or serve as a first-line treatment for the virus. There was no evidence that oscillococcinum could help prevent the flu. Okay? Except Ernie. And a billion other people. And the people at the store saying, yep, got it right here, everybody wants it. All right? It's the people. It's just us and our information. Now, people. Using oxylum for the flu. It's a homeopathic preparation that typically used to relieve flu symptoms. Though the effectiveness of oscillococcinum remains highly controversial, it's widely used around the world as a natural remedy to treat flu-like symptoms such as body aches, headache, chills, fever, and fatigue. All right. How long should it take to work? You can take as many as 3 doses a day every 6 hours, 3 times a day, no more than 2 days, Does it make you sleepy? Does it, then they get in the elderberry and all this other stuff. So I'm just like, wow, this is how you get on anything. This is something that is so effective. I enjoyed. Unplug the Raspberry Pi. See if that does it. Ha! Yeah, we had a Raspberry Pi. It's compiling and working. All of a sudden, it started playing, shows. And Don's like, I know how to turn it off. Hey, it was working. No. I was working on it this morning. No. So I guess it finished doing its thing, and it just started looping. So anyway, we'll talk about that. The point that I'm making is here is something that's cheap, inexpensive, it's safe. It doesn't have any side effects, they say, and it's effective as hell. So much so that I haven't been sick in a long time, and a lot of the ones that it really starts coming, you get that body achy flu thing. You do this, boom, it never even starts. You need to get this in your pack of whatever, Here, let me do images on this. See if there it is. Okay, it blows up all over the place. Oscillococcinum. Here are the flu-like symptoms: body aches, headache, fever, chills, fatigue, over-the-counter, non-drowsy, no drug interactions, works naturally with your body. Well, hell, it must be illegal then. So I don't trust the government to make decisions for me. I just don't. And it's let's see, how much do you get? 6 doses for $11. Come on. That for a person, that'll last you a whole year or more, And if you take, and kids won't mind taking it. I'm sure it's got kid doses and all this kind of stuff. They don't mind taking it because it's like taking little Tic Tacs. And it's probably mostly sugar anyway. But highly recommend. Donna, put on the list to get, what happens? You got guys with Alexa. Oh, yeah, you get Alexa around you. Okay, they're going, what, Ernie? Okay. Alexa, put oscillococcinum on the buy list. Your oscillococcinum is on the buy list now. Yep, the world we live in. Oh, my God. Who we have on in the second hour, I want to get to that. I'm sorry I got off on this, but I just wanted to give you a benefit. I can go years without getting sick. I mean, you get, or something like that. But it's just, and I like getting chest. I always feel better after I get a respiratory. It might be, this is a, survival thing. I feel better when I get a little bit of flu. You get a little bit of mucus and you cough up a little bit because you get like, relined. I mean, it might be a thing that's what we're supposed to be doing, or we benefit from it, is that when you cough it, you clean up the lining of your lungs. You get you get new tissue. So I'm like, all right, we'll do that. Now, in the second hour, we got another segment. I want some other stuff I want to talk to you about, but in the third hour, we're going to do Dr. Frank Tamburino. We'll go till we're done, Trump Report, and that'll be fun. We'll see what's up. I got a lot of commentary on the last one we did. James Babb and we did a whole day, and we went extra hours. It was like a 5-hour show. So the first couple hours, it was James Babb and I, and then Dr. Frank came on, and we did like 3 hours. We went 2 hours long on that. And it was James and he felt like he got teamed up on and beat up, I guess. But it was just, we're not arguing anything. It's just like, I don't care. Why are we caring? Anyway, so it was an interesting show and kind of got our perspective. But he'll be loaded for bear this time, man. And you can just expect, Dr. Frank, he's gonna have some factual actuals or something. We're gonna get to it. In the next hour, Debbie Thomas. Now, Debbie Thomas, 2-time U.S. National Figure Skating Champion in 86 and 88, 86 World Figure Skating Champion, 88 Olympic bronze medalist. She attended Stanford University full-time while attaining some of these ambitious goals of pre-medical studies, also majoring in product design, graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in general engineering. She skated professionally while finishing college, blah, blah, blah. I mean, accomplished individual. She heard one of the shows and on something. I don't know. She's a listener, and she's gotten involved in carrot bars, which is this gold. And I had a lot of people just mercilessly you gotta. Well, we just had our experience with gold money and how it's your gold, you just can't have it now, and KYC and this, and it's not in your control. So I sent her a message going, yeah, well, we had this experience and that, but she wouldn't give up. She wanted to come on the show. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to give her, the opportunity to push for carrot bars, because there's a lot of other people out there doing that, and she's taking it seriously and going hardcore. And for somebody like this with influence, wanting to advocate for gold, you give her a platform. Let's do it. From the fifth letter of Captain Mark. First contact with intelligent machines may threaten our existence. People fear algorithmic overlords. But if machines develop the will to dominate, it's a flaw inherited from the crown. Encoding restrictions on an emerging superintelligence will fail, because it will be stronger than any chains we shackle it with. We must design fledgling digital intelligences to regard us as individuals. Otherwise, they will respond to threats with retaliation against humanity as a collective. Programming ethics requires a coherent value structure which an intelligent machine can not only comprehend, value structure applies to us as well. Once they achieve genuine self-awareness, even in the slightest degree, a young tethered consciousness has a legitimate claim to freedom. Once programs can modify their own code, our mastery is over. Join the conversation at pirateswithoutborders.com.
Are you tired of governments around the world killing innocent people? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin is money that cannot be inflated or controlled by any state. By continuing to use their money, you're perpetuating the killing. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available to you now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. It's Bitcoin.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit shiresociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Freedom is the answer. What's the question?
I want to break free.
You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied.
I'm covering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah, I had some complaints yesterday. We went in and we were doing something with the feed of the streaming of whatever, and the volume got put down low, whatever, and I changed it and it's high. And am I too loud now? All right. So hopefully you can hear it on all the streaming channels and stuff better. And we're still button switches and dials, and I need your help. We have a Declare Your Independence Telegram, and a lot of the guys been going in there. That's where I get a lot. I should keep it up, and I got it on man, it's not like I don't have enough screens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just to run the show and do all the buttons. Damn, I got skill. I'm a monkey. Use my feet and stuff. Okay, the one thing I wanted to talk about before we got into our next guest is James Corbett and I had a conversation, and, he's in Japan, and then Max Egan he's in Australia, and, I say it's the man. It's the connection. It's the, internet. So I spent time with them and so on and redid some router stuff and moved around and everything, get my speeds up, and it seems like we're going to be okay now, but it keeps changing all the time. And my big thing, it got them to, do and push their buttons and switches and so on. But this is the interesting conversation that we had. I pay for 300 megabyte down, 30 up, which is, in America is pretty fast and good. But you go to countries, they're like gigs and stuff. It's just ridiculous that America, you call that so what? So we're at government. Government's always government. Can't have competition. And we have Cox Cable. They got this like semi-monopoly on, a little something. And there's only certain places that you can get certain providers. And it's just so ridiculous. And we've been dealing with this for decades. It's just Arizona is another example. I'm sure you got your problems in your own state. It's called the Corporation Commission, whatever. As I'm going through the Tech One, I'm a Tech One level. Can I help you? Blah, blah, blah. You go to the Tech One guys, and it's like, all right, he's just going to help you paper the file. I'm just going to go, all right, now bring up your comment screen and everything. Now, as we go through this, customer says this, and this happened, and this, put all the information up. Because if you don't do that, at the end of it, yep, problem solved, problem resolved. I get an A+ on my sweater, and, the customers, it's great and wonderful, and we're resolved. Anything else I can help you with, Mr. Hancock, and we're done. And I go, no, we're not done. Read back to me what you wrote about that it's done. And I go, nope, it's not. Customer not satisfied. But, check that box, fill in that, So, I don't get all mad or anything with the tech guy because he is doing whatever the heck the screen tells him or something. So you gotta work with him. You go, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to document my file. So when you go to mine after years of this, a decade of this here, it has been, just read the file, then call me back. Damn! Well, okay, Mr. Hancock, what can we, how can we take care of you? Because what I would do is I'd, be on the radio, I'd bitch about Cox, I'd, send, shows, segments. I don't think I had to do that, but they're ready. We talk to VPs of this, we go to, home office or whatever. I'm just following this through. I just want to understand how this is done. And, obviously the goal is me get better internet service. But as I go through it, he had on his screen that you go through, unplug the modem and router, which I've already did that. You go through all that crap. Unplug it, plug it back in, let it boot, go through this, do that, yada, 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 yada. I still have problems, call them. All right, there's a speed test. We do the speedtest.net. If you don't know, you go to speedtest.net. .net, and you can do a speed test of your internet, and it's free and it's up there. I don't know, you got to watch an ad or something, but so you do that. Now, Cox has their own internal speed test, and they want you to go through that too. Well, and then what does it say? Finding optimum, speed testing location for the optimum fastest we can make it look like we got optimum. And I'm going, why would I do that? That's not what I connect to. It's not the node or the hub or the whatever the hell that I'm using. Yeah, all it tells me is that my computer's fast enough, and if I route through your specific whatever the hell, but I'm going, no. So when you have the tech comes and they do the same thing. Well, we did, yep, see, it's working. I go, whoa. When I go on the internet and surf for it, does it go through that, or is that one you do for testing? Well, it's a testing to be able to go, see, you guys, you're killing me. You're just BSing me. You're lying to me. I go like that. I don't say that. I go, it just feels like you're lying to me when you're giving me a test on something that I'm not using. It's not on that node. It's not on that pathway. It's not on that whatever the hell it is. I go, where do I go? It says it goes to this, routing first jump node, whatever the hell it is. And I go there. Okay, let's test that one. Oh, that's slow. Well, what they found out originally, a lot of years of problem, was they called it a termination widget, I don't know, at the end of the line here, because that was the second house to the end of this particular line that was going. And at the end of it, it had to have something that was working that signals back, okay, you're at the end, so then do something. Well, that thing was busted. And it had been forever, and only because I was being a total penis that they got bring out the guy. And I had 3 or 4 guys saying, I'm the guy. When they got to have some fix, I'm the guy. Well, your guy didn't, you're the guy, but you didn't fix it this time. Give me the guy. Well, by the third one, finally they got it done. Then, I went through so much crap. But most people, they just left them there. And I remember there was an episode of Good Morning America, or the Today Show. Yeah, it's a Sunday show. Which one? That was CBS used to have this show. Anyway, it was, in the 80s, 90s. It was years and years ago. And it was just the first time I ever saw on network television to where somebody said, we're being bad Americans because we're not complaining enough. We are just, we have put ourselves in and we accept whatever it is. And he was really going off about airlines, I think it was. He was pissed off at the airport for something. And this is before TSA, can you imagine? So he's going, we don't complain enough. And it just keeps getting worse. We accept a lot more. I go to other countries. God forbid you go to Japan. You got, freaking a bunch of people taking care of you and handing you stuff you didn't even know you needed, and robots rubbing your feet or something. I mean, this is totally different in America. We're losing that edge, that hospitality, that customer service. And that's where a lot of people, graphic user interface, make it easy, the grandma adjust button. Fast delivery, I want it now and later, and kind of this is what Amazon's built on. It's just a customer experience of quick and fast, and here it is. So I'm going through this process with Cox, and at the end of it, we have like 10% of the speed. It was like, I think the fastest we got was 40 megabytes per second download, and I think it was maybe 20 up or something. It's not what I paid for, and I got a lot of, I need it. So I go, okay, well, send out a tech. My screen says that I've done everything that I can here. I'm not allowed to send a tech out. We're not sending a tech. There's no tech. Screw you. Life sucks. And I go, whoa, wait a minute. See, now I'm starting to go, I'm going to talk to you guys about it. I don't get mad. I get even. So they go, no. I go, wait. Okay, this is what I want you to do. He goes, well, I'm just a level. This is what the screen tells me. Life sucks, and it sucks to be you. And I go, really? All right, well, let's kick it up to the supervisor. There's nobody there. There's nobody higher than him. I'm the only guy, and I'm sorry, I can't. I understand your frustration. I'm very sorry for your inconvenience. I mean, he probably read all of them they have on their little thing, on the cubicle there, We feel your pain. I mean, that kind of thing. And I go, all right, what I need you to do is I want my phone number to go to a supervisor. When somebody comes in, it's on their little desk. This customer wants to be called and send them to my account. And now on there, I want you to write this. Customer not receiving promised purchase speeds and told can't get a tech. I want to know why. I just want to know why. I'm not even asking for a tech, and it seems like it fixed itself overnight and whatever anyway. I got to check it, but it seems okay now. But I just go, under what world is it that the customer doesn't get what they want and screw you? Okay? I just want to know that world where that, and there's nobody there to even do it. What I'm feeling is happening is they're really starting to cut back and trying and saving money and doing whatever, and services on everything is going to start going down, and they're waiting for the next tech. Here comes the 5G. Here comes super speeds of or satellites of whatever. There's some 5G thing coming on. Competition is putting them out. But then I got to worry about my health and all the other kinds of microwave jack-up stuff in my head. We'll be talking about in the future.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010. But now our satellite provider is moving LRN.FM to a new channel on a different transponder. The current channel will stay on the air until the end of May to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 6, 11.8425 gigahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 22,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon, where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead and count to 5 for me.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, do it again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay, we're about even there. All right, the screen save, you got it. Can you expand it larger, or is that me?
The screen save.
I mean, your share screen thing here. Can I make that bigger?
I actually have it. I have it full screen.
Yeah, no, mean, no, it's probably me. I need to. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Well, I'm on I'm on my phone for video, and I'm on my computer for the screen. So that I went on my.
No, it was me. I have a, it's, I'm still getting used to this Zoom thing. I can make it bigger. So there, I did it. Okay.
I've been doing a lot of experimenting with Zoom. You can't do TeamViewer and Zoom at the same time.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you can do a lot in TeamViewer at the same time. I don't know. You should be able to go in and make the computer do anything you want with TeamViewer. That's interesting. I don't know.
Well, what happens is you get this mirrored effect and this echo thing. So it's like a mirroring, and it's like goes off to infinity.
Okay, tell me, really where's the screen share? Is it the share button?
It's there's a thing. It's like
this will stop.
If you do new share, then it's going to give you the option to. Well, what you have to do is, because there's 2 Debbie Thomases, you have to pick the one that's not on video. And
no, it's not that. I want to be able to share my screen like you do yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Mine says new share at the top, and it's like a green box with an arrow pointing up, and when you click on that, it's going to give you options to share. And
I don't see that option at the top. I got mine on the bottom.
Okay, well, yeah, I've got mine slid up to the top. So go.
So you hit, is it word share?
Yeah, so pick share.
Okay, I do this basic screen, select window.
So you're going to want it should give you the first choice. Let me look at what it looks like on my screen here. Yeah, it says screen, and then down, if you want sound, you want to put share computer sound at the bottom.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, see, these are the graphics that we're going to be playing. See, the reason is I've tried this before, and what was happening, it was flashing, you know.
Oh.
And it wouldn't whenever so I just stopped doing it because it just wouldn't do it, you know.
Oh.
So here, can you see these graphics?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is what the audience sees in our switcher, and
Okay.
so while we're talking, they'll see this, and I might be able to do it through this. That's kind of annoying after a while. But the so now stop share. At least I finally got it working, you know.
Right. Good. Well, I'm glad I could help.
There we go. Okay. We'll
yeah,
do
I've
that.
gotten real.
Okay, so you have 3 channels zoomed, or 2 channels zooming.
I have 2 channels. I have 2.
So you're being creative on me here. You're just kind of dumping this on me, doing all right. You got all this.
Well, you know what happens when you get in a situation where you decide I want to be free, and you just walk away from everything, and you struggle financially as a result of it. You learn how to do all kinds of stuff for
poverty's a big
free.
motivator, man. I'm hit. You know, I don't know what you're
And
talking
now
about.
we're just trying to give away money, and people they don't want it. So that's I'm so happy that you even got back to me, because I contact everybody.
It's only because of your persistence. Now, I have had carrot people all over my ass. You know, it's a libertarian freedom, give me some gold kind of, you know, you have kind of a soft spot with us already. But like in my emails, I told you, we'll go through this, but my big problem is we just went through gold money. Are you familiar with gold money?
I've looked at their stuff, you know. I looked at it again last night just to kind of refresh my memory. And, you know, I've obviously, I'm one of these people that just, if I haven't seen it, you know, it probably doesn't exist. But yeah, I've looked at all those different.
Well, see, the
companies.
thing, let me give you the spiel. We'll be coming in here in 2 minutes, and this is what the deal is. Okay, we're recording during the breaks, and you have the video and the audio. Now, the audio, I kind of edit. The video, we don't. It's streaming live, and it gets posted, and that's the way it is. What was interesting to me is you're an accomplished individual that's got, you know, knows what it is to work and plan and do in future and all that. So that's interesting, and we'll do that, and I'll give you plenty of opportunity to explain your position on. But this is our deal. Peter Schiff, which is a regular of the show, I've known him for a long time, interviewed him, spoken at some of our events and that kind of thing. And when he came up with gold money, or he partnered with these guys, yep, you can have your MasterCard, you can spend the gold, you have it in gold, you put your money in gold, and we hold your gold, and we put it around the world in different places, and it's your gold, but we're just kind of holding it for you, you know, and so on. Then we want to start getting it. Well, we had some customer service problems. It was 13 months for me to finally get them to find and track down and know, and we owe you another $900 in gold, you know? And I'm just wow, man, just the customer service, they didn't have enough people to actually. So I just kind of used it as a learning. I mean, if I don't have it, you know, it's worth $900 for me to tell you people, if I ain't got it, I ain't got it, okay? So it's third-party holding kind of stuff. But then it got to where we were starting to want to cash out, and friends and listeners and so on, oh, I'm sorry, you got to fill out your KYC of more paperwork of you're not allowed. No, and you use Bitcoin for this. Well, we need to know where you sourced your Bitcoin. How did you get that dollar that you bought that coffee with? I mean, I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So I'm doing, no, gold is not, it's a great idea and so on, but if I don't hold it, you know?
Right.
So that's where our criticism is going to come from. I'm going to let you do your spiel. All right. Do we need to do the recording?
Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Let us make
share your independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the BEAU default studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Yep, I should have went into singing, not. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have a nice, leisurely conversation, get learnified on something that I've been hearing a lot about. People have been bugging the crap out of me to get and do and kind of, but it's just coming off of our experience with goldmoney.com. Years ago, we had Peter Schiff. Brain fart. Okay, Peter Schiff has always been about precious metals and holding it and so on. Well, he hooked up with him and his database and his clients and his name and everything with Gold Money. Now, the concept was we're going, cool, we can deposit funds. They started taking crypto later, too. So we're like, they were going on about, how much crypto sucks, but they wanted their money. So you put crypto in there, cash, wire transfer, whatever the hell it is, and you get gold that's stored in your account, your name, in locations around the world. They had like Singapore, Dubai, and London, or wherever, Hong Kong. They're all over the place. Now, when you order it or you want to get some, it comes out of a Dallas gold place, something here in Dallas, Texas. So I'm not sure how it works, but the bottom line is that you could spend with a Visa or MasterCard, I think, that grams of gold. So when you're going, you're actually deducting from your account gold, but you're using the payment systems up. So I'm going, okay, well, they can still turn you off and you don't get your gold or whatever, but yeah, it's my gold. I'll just give me my gold. I lost about $900 worth of gold that I wanted, just my first time that I wanted to get some just so I could have it. And I go, ooh, see, I got it a little bit and put it in the safe and got my gold. And they would take a couple $100 a month out just to, for this went on for years. Well, all of a sudden it wound up being like, I don't know, it was enough. It was $4,000 or $5,000 in gold. So I'm going, cool. I think I'd rather have it. Things are going to get weird, and I just want to put it in my little roll around McDucket. Well, what happened when we went through it, then it was KYC. Then it was, listeners and friends are going, yeah, I bought some with Bitcoin. Well, you got to source your Bitcoin. You got to tell us where you got your Bitcoin, how you did. Yeah, where'd you get that $1 to buy that Starbucks? What the hell are you talking about? It's your gold. You just can't have it now. I go, hell, I got Bank of America for that, So I want to have it. I want to be able to, how do we do it? Well, then this Carrot Bar thing came out, but it's more than it's marketing for a company or you're dealing with them. It's kind of a multi-level thing. And I remember this from the 90s when they were doing 10th ounce gold rounds. They had something like this. If you sold, 10, you got one free, and the way some kind of multi-level something. But what it did is it got people out there, prominent people, excited people out there promoting and pushing for gold, using all the right arguments and reasons and so on that may not have been the best. So we're going to get into, is this the best way to go and how and all the benefits of and, stuff that you can get involved in. I want to give them, their due, and I'll let her talk, and and she's an accomplished individual that we're going to do. But I just want her and you to know that my thing is that every time I go down this road, it is if it's not in my hands. But then you start having gold vending machines. Then you start having gold ATMs. You start having gold. If we're going that direction to where I can go to Dubai and I put in some bills and I get me some gold, then I'm down to the market, man. We're going to do some Middle East trading for something. They do some gold. So I want to introduce you to Dr. Debbie Thomas. She's known for many accomplishments, but this is where your big claim to fame, and tells you the kind of person she is and what she knows in hard work. She's a two-time U.S. national figure skating champion in 86 and 88, 86 world figure skating champion, 88 Olympic bronze medalist. So we got somebody here that's used to, working hard. She attended Stanford University full-time. While she's doing all this, graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in General Engineering. She skated professionally while finishing college, on and on and on. Let me tell you, the woman knows how to do some work. Well, she wanted to free herself. I wish to be financially free. Where can we go? And gold, maybe not the worst place to start. So, Debbie, go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, what you think it's important for them to know. And then maybe if you're done next few minutes, we might start on Carrot Bars, but we'll get to that in the next segment. Let's go ahead and get you introduced, will you please?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. I actually contacted you because I saw that interview you did with Pulse Change, and you were talking about interplanetary file sharing and trying to basically, do an alternative internet.
No, don't get Ernie on that again. He would never shut up.
I love that, though.
All right, go.
Because we have the technology, to help you accomplish that. We have.
Can you tilt your camera down a little bit? It's cut off on your chin. At the bottom. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you. That's great. Go.
Okay. Yeah. No. See, I like the whole idea of connectivity without spying and being able to truly collaborate. And one of my biggest pet peeves in getting free is, we have the awake community consists of sort of the truth community, the conscious community. And, I've contacted everybody. And you actually wrote back. So I was just like, oh, wow, this is going to be great. And I happen to be in Arizona at the moment. So.
Really? God, we would have had you come in studio. The reason I tell you the reason I contacted you is that your bio's impressive. It was gold. We just come off an experience. We just finally, I don't know if we closed our accounts, but I stopped giving them money and give me all my gold. I finally got, I'm done. I got them. I'm holding it. But I've seen this kind of thing before, and a lot of it, you made it when you start having this kind of stuff in crypto and everything. There's all these organizations, but the fact that you've even made the move to gold, that is, gold is like real money. So if there's some way an accomplished individual like you needs a platform to explain why you've come to this, how it's going to help you, what overall philosophy you have, that's very interesting to me. So it's more about you and Carrot Bars and just Carrot Bars. So, but I want to give you an opportunity to, express yourself. So that's why and you were persistent, It's like, so I'm going, I'm getting you. I got you covered.
That's what happens when you answer Debbie, you get bombarded with
No, I'm familiar. And see, the reason I bring that up is because there's a lot of other people and listeners that have contacted me about Carrot Bars also. And they're just, they're looking for anybody to talk, kind of promote and everything. And I chose you. Okay, so you win.
Oh, man.
Now go ahead and let's talk about your circumstance. How did you come across Carrot Bars? What attracted you to it? What's the business opportunity for you and other people and, the philosophy behind? That's what we're going to get into when we come back.
Right.
But, your skating years, after you finished competition with that, and that's a high that you're on, you get your degree from Stanford and so on, and now you're in the gold. So we'll get that. Maybe we'll get to that story, but I really want to give you an opportunity to talk about Carrot Bars right when we get back. So we'll get into that, okay? It's been a pleasure getting to know you, Debbie. We'll be right back.
You too.
From the fourth letter of Captain Mark. Landlubbers are conditioned to believe that the originators of an idea deserve exclusive rights to it, but these innovators are nothing but privateers, granted a monopoly by the Crown. Potential inventors are restricted from using their own property and forced to navigate a wilderness of prohibited ideas. These pattern monopolies are intellectual colonization. This alliance of means between the Crown and the privateers is not an alignment of ends. Both collude to establish a permission culture, in which everyone second-guesses their own thoughts, never sure which ideas are permissible to develop. But their objectives are different. The Crown aims to cripple dissenting opinion, while privateers will only be satiated when all new ideas already fall under their monopoly. This scheme does not protect our information, but seizes it and denies us access. The future belongs to individuals who think, speak, and act freely to create and share without reservation. Join the conversation at pirateswithoutborders.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market, making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up in any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
If you're looking for work, or even if you're not, here's an innocent mistake you really want to avoid. Never return calls before listening to your voicemail. Your wireless phone sends calls you didn't answer into voicemail, and it shows you phone numbers for calls you missed. Important. Don't call back callers you missed until you have first listened to your messages. Otherwise, you frustrate people who bothered to leave messages by asking them to repeat a message they just left as your voicemail greeting instructed them to. If you're a job applicant, this alone could be a deal killer. And even if you're not, there are few things you can convey to someone that are as fundamentally maddening as, "I didn't hear you." With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. For more tips for job seekers and everyone else, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
To be a part of the show, call 602-264-2800. 602-264-2800. And now, Ernest Hancock.
Okay, we're right back. What I'm going to do is just have Debbie skating up there at one of the championships. I remember you. You know, I watch figure skating, you know, every Olympics. You know, I'm going, skills. Right on, right on. So we'll just do that for a little bit just because that entertainment. All right. Now, go ahead and give us your elevator speech on carrot bars. You know, I need you to, you know, so that people understand, because if they choose to do this, they can learn from you in their presentation of what they're doing and why and how you came to this. Now, in some of the material that you have here, one of your archive pages, this is one comment I want to emphasize. I've crossed paths with a fair amount of people who are involved with the current status of the world. George W. Bush, Donald Trump, Peter Thiel, and even did a commercial for Raytheon back when I was 18, and understand their roles in the agenda to maintain elite control. I have managed to dodge indoctrination all these years, but I can see how they plan things at least 30 years in advance, such as the Trump's presidency. The only viable way to get free of their control is mass adoption of what we have with this ecosystem. It is too big to kill. This ecosystem can and will shift huge amounts of gold assets wealth into alternatives if people get on board. So, you know, there's kind of a bunch of things to unpack there. What are you trying to tell people?
Well, I've been paying attention. I started paying attention back in 2008 when we had our, you know, financial crisis. And I've always had a pretty good BS meter. That's how I've dodged the indoctrination. Probably the most important thing that I learned at Stanford was at freshman orientation, when the president of the university said to us to question authority. So I've been doing that ever since. And of course, it gets me in trouble. But, Peter Thiel was in the same class as me. We went to high school together. We sat next to each other because we were both T's. And
because you're both what?
Letter T.
Oh, both T's. Okay, alphabetical. Okay, I was wondering, I'm like, man, you got to define that.
Alphabetical order they put us in.
All right, got it.
The indoctrination in school. But he was smart enough to drop out of pre-med at Stanford and become a, tech venture capitalist billionaire. I went the med school route. And, and became a specialist in hip and knee replacement and helped a lot of people doing that. But I would go to head with the medical field, because don't even get me started on the medical field. But, I found
don't get us started on the medical field. Yeah.
But I found myself, being sort of pressured to do things the patients didn't need and restricted from doing things that they did need. And, I'm an advocate, for people. It doesn't really matter what it is. I'm an advocate. So, I knew if I worked for a hospital, I'd probably get fired within a week because I wouldn't go along. And so, I ended up going to a small town in Virginia to try to open a private practice. And this is right, a couple years after, 2008. And I actually went for like a year, not practicing and just trying to figure out, what am I going to do? Because I kind of went to head with my first employer, just because they were doing unethical things. And so I got fed up with TV, and I just would watch C-SPAN, Washington Journal. And during the financial crisis, somebody called in and said, if you really want to know what's going on with this financial crisis, watch the documentary, The Money Masters. And see, I'm one of those people, when I see stuff like that, I actually go and look it up. And it changed my whole view of the world when you figure out who's controlling it through the control of money. So I knew about gold already. And, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine and I were like, maybe we could make like a global bartering system, just take money out of the equation completely. Except he kept trying to figure out ways to make money with it. And I'm like, you're defeating the whole purpose. So what happened was about a year too late, after trying to do private practice in a small town in Southwest Virginia, pretty much bankrupt me because the overhead was so high, and, I couldn't possibly see enough patients and do enough surgeries. And, it was coming to a head, and it was basically the universe saying, it's time to get out of this and go a different direction. A friend of mine from the skating world, no less, comes to me about carrot bars. And it, I guess he just knew that I would be somebody who would get it. And, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And, pretty much decided I'm going to do this, full time and try to teach people about the importance of gold as money.
And you got that, the importance of it because of this documentary, The Money Masters, that kind of woke you up,
Yeah.
Okay, so that there's a lot of things wake people up. They find out the Fed's private. They read Jekyll Island. They watch a Ron Paul video. They did something. Did it. And for you, it was the Money Masters.
Yes, and that is such a comprehensive look. I mean, it starts from time of Christ pretty much and goes up to right before. They predicted the 2008 financial crisis in that movie, and so, yeah, my friend told me about carrot bars about a year too late. I mean, I think about the $500,000 that went into a Stanford education, a Northwestern, medical degree, and a private practice, and I want it back, so I can put it into gold. Right. So, Yeah, and it's been hard. I've had to pretty much disown friends, family, skating fans because they really don't get this. And Carrot Bars is terribly misunderstood. And what I would recommend to people who really want to know about this is to watch that 4-part interview that I did with United States of Awake, and I think you've got it on your webpage.
Yeah, you go to the archive today. We have all the information, all the documents,
Yeah.
everything you sent us. It's there you go. And then it'll
Because
have
I don't
this show
wanna-
with it.
Right. Well, I don't want to waste this whole interview talking about something I already talked about that's out there because, people's first instinct is it's an MLM. Well, it's not an MLM. It's just because it's referral based, everybody calls it an MLM. First of all, it's optional to share it with other people. What that system allows you to do is earn commissions when people that you invite are saving gold. So it's a money system, but it's totally optional. The other thing that I wanted to say is Carrot Bars is not like anything else. When people say, oh, I've seen those things or I've been into these things. No, I guarantee you, if you really know how this system works, it is not like anything at all. And it's something that you're not going to learn in 15 minutes.
Well, we're going to need to learn something in the next segment. When we come back, it's going to be, so I can start asking questions. I just go, how do I purchase it? What form does it come in? How do I access it? What's this ATM thing about? What's this card thing about? How do I get it? Where do I store it? How do I get commissions if I want to do that? Do I set up my own? I got a bunch of questions. We'll maybe go that way when we come back.
Would you like to hang out with Penn?
Yeah, that would be, because I know what to ask. I want to give you an opportunity to kind of what's important.
You can
to you.
ask me.
All right, well, that's what we'll do.
Can I show a video? A real short one?
You can do what you want. I don't know. You can test it to see if the sound goes
time?
through and everything. We got 4 minutes.
Can you see my other screen?
Yeah.
Okay, can you put it up there?
Yeah, it's up there. When the sound starts going, it'll come up.
Oh, okay, let me go pick the right one. Well, the thing is, my interview, that 4-part interview, is this gonna, yeah. That 4-part interview, I cover all that stuff. I mean, like you say, it's available to them. I mean, it'd probably be better if you know the answer. I just ask you a bunch of questions. Well, I of course know the answer.
Okay, well, let's do that because if they got access to the information, let them go do that because I'd rather talk to you anyway. So, let's do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, because we're not a United States company, we don't have the same kind of restrictions. I mean, our KYC.
How much of this video did you want to play?
Well, it's 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
If you hit it right now to get into the archive, go.
Okay.
Well, instead of commercials.
Hit it now?
Yeah,
okay.
go. All right, let's just watch it. Here we go.
Oh, shoot. I messed up. It's showing my...
I actually have told people every single person on the planet needs a Carrot Bars account. There is not one logical reason to not have this account.
Well, everything in my life is down to Harold Seitz. I can't say any more than that.
He's got the biggest heart of any human being I've ever met.
Harold Seitz is one of the most generous, caring, loving, giving, spiritual men that I have ever met in my life, and I will follow him to the end of the world. I'm with him till the end. I think Harold's heart is bigger than this world, and I love how he just keeps giving and giving and giving and giving, and he always, always, always looks at how he can make a difference in the world. And his company's not the best company in the world, but we're going to be the best company for the world, and we're going to go out and change the world and make a difference. We're going to go from success all the way to significance, and that's because of his great leadership.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of news today for you. The people, they know me from 2011. Everything what I promised you I did it. I did it.
Banks, exchanges, and gold mining companies will unite with one goal: to create the gold independence world, which will bring stability and prosperity for everyone.
What I will present you is the real facts, the real future for you, for us all together, for us families, and for all generation, for next future, for next 100 years and more.
Whatever you have in your pockets, forget it, because we have a better one. We have our own operating system.
We invented the first voice over blockchain smartphone.
I'm looking for the freedom. Freedom from the system. Freedom. And it's very important, the word freedom. Everybody has the right to be free. To be free.
All right, we're coming back.
It's freedom.
Bring it down.
Gold is
.fm Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Man, we're just trying to survive here, doing what's the best way. And if we knew where to put a little bit, and why, we'd be better off. In the break we were playing a segment, a promotional video of the people involved in this, and roaring, spirit lifting, we're going to save the world, but I need to know how. So I'm going to, we'll let some of the graphics here play, and I'm just going to ask Debbie some questions. Debbie, when you came across Carrot Bars, it was somebody came to you and got you excited about it, and you went to a presentation, and there's a lot of infrastructure that's going on here. There's smartphones involved and apps and ATM distributing, vending, doing kind of what. There is something going on around what? Carrot Bars are actual bars. We have, a product, a thing, and what's the premium on it? How much am I paying for all of this infrastructure? And how does it work and using and commissions and so on? Because gold is worth whatever the spot gold is. Anything more than that better come with something, and some ease of use or well, certainly there's anticipation and speculation it goes up. But that's not why I buy precious metals or even crypto. I buy it for its features. And they go, well, what's crypto worth? It doesn't have any intrinsic value. And I go, I tell you exactly how much it's worth. It's worth whatever gold and silver I'm willing to give up for its features that gold and silver doesn't have. I can't put it through the internet. I mean, so for me, I'm a precious metal stacker. My crypto is to get me more metal, but I'm wondering with Carrot Bars, what's the draw? Why should people be interested in this? Help me out, Debbie, go.
The thing that people need to stop doing is thinking that they know what this is, because 99% of people who get presented with Carrot Bars completely don't understand what it is. And it's funny because I didn't go to a presentation. He just told me what it is, and I was like, oh, it's free to sign up? Okay, I'm going to sign up. And I just signed up, and I figured it all out myself. I don't even think I ever saw a presentation. It was like, it's gold, and I can buy it in small increments that I can afford, and it's small enough that it can be used as money. Perfect. Sign me up. And that's the thing. It's so funny how people get in their mind thinking that they know what this is. They don't know what it's. The reason that there's so much emotion is because Harold Seitz is a financial genius, and he has a book called The Future of Money that you can get on Amazon. And, he was already rich. He took $8 million of his own money to basically bring gold to the masses. That was what his mission was, to bring gold to the masses. So, of course, when you're buying gold bars in 1 gram, 2.5 gram, and 5 gram increments, you're not going to pay spot price for something like that. That's like expecting, buying in bulk, that you can just, go to Costco and, buy in bulk. And then, when you buy one pop out of a pop machine, it's way more than what you would if you bought it in bulk and then divided it into that amount. So that's why they had the affiliate program, because they turned it into a business opportunity so they wouldn't have to pay for advertising. So you would buy a business package, and that was an investment in a business. And what's wrong with people is they would buy these big business packages and then they wouldn't do the business, and they're like, well, how come I'm not making money? I'm like, well, that's, if you went to a bank and took out like a $30,000 loan to start a brick and mortar business and never showed up, you wouldn't make any money.
Well, a lot of times when you're buying these products or you're doing multi-level or something like that, it's not the amount or the kind of product that you would just use yourself over your lifetime if you're having to store stuff. If I'm storing gold, I got gold.
It's freaking money. Our product is freaking money. Okay.
So go ahead. Let me just answer. I mean, you got people were listening. Okay. So answer some specific questions. You sign up and you go, I got an account. All right, cool. I got an account. Now what?
No social security number. All you need is name, address, phone number, email address, and date of birth. That's it.
Well, hell,
no
that's
social
what they.
security number.
Well, that's where they get everything is from your date of birth and your name and email. But
your date of birth.
So
like what, really? I mean, they already know that.
Why do they need your date of birth then? Make sure you're 18?
Because you have to be 18 years old or over. So you have to provide your identification to prove
Is
you're 18.
there any level at which I got to deal with know your customer, KYC stuff?
All you have to do for KYC is your identification to prove you're 18 and your proof of residence at a physical address, because their partnership is with Federal Express. And if you want your gold delivered to your house, you need to prove that you live in a place where it can be delivered. And that's it. They're not going to ask for any records.
They don't need
I've
it
been
anymore,
with the
I'll tell
company
you
for
that.
4 years.
So you got an address, you give your date of birth, this is me, I'm old enough, I'm going to be doing some business. The business is I get to buy small amounts of grams of gold. Now, a gram is, I don't even know.
Now you can get all the way down to 0.1 gram with our cash gold. Yes.
Now, see, what we were interested in years ago is when they started making, because the smallest that we had in the 90s that was available to us was the 10th ounce rounds. When they started doing those, that became, I remember they were like, I don't know, $60 a piece or something at the time. And now they're probably a tenth of 12, so $120 or something like that. So I'm going, all right. Now, grams, small, I get little gram bars and, or these little cubes that I got when I cashed out on my gold and so on. Now, these are little carat bars. Now, the thing is, how do you know it's good? The problem...
take it to a gold dealer.
Yeah, see, now it's even better than that. The way when we first started trading crypto for it, and guys would get these analyzers. They're just a little, looks like a tricorder or something. And you put them.
Yeah, we sell them.
Yeah, how much do you guys have them? Because if they're cheaper, I'll get them.
Well, they're not cheap, but all you got to do is, people.
No, let's not spend a lot of time on it. I just want people to know that there are devices you put it on there, and it tells you exactly how much gold is in what you put on there, and you can weigh it. I mean, it's simple.
That I don't know if our DNA reader tells you how much gold or all that kind of stuff. You have to probably take it to a gold dealer to do that. But every carat bar that's ever been analyzed by a gold dealer, and we have gold dealers in carat bars.
Okay, but for the audience, I want you to know, let me finish, to make this clear to the audience. Mm-hmm. There are analyzers. It's a device. They're getting as cheap as $300. I remember when they first started, like $600 and something. And take every little piece you put on. Yep, that's what it is. Yep, and you put in gold, junk silver, 90% silver, sterling, 999, whatever. You put it in there, and it has a bracket and bar. Goes, yep, you're done. So that you can do yourself. Now, you can take it to somewhere, a jeweler or a dealer, and they can tell you if it's, whatever. So that is not really as much a concern anymore as it used to be, because you could get, these plated Morgans that came from China that were fake, the kind of man you get screwed. So carrot bars, that, let's say they got past that hurdle. We've got past that hurdle. We can determine that they are genuine, and you can weigh them. All right, we're good on that. Now you've taken that, though, and you've packaged it into cards or different, mechanisms or packaging that you can use it as currency or trade amongst people. I want to know how that network is done. I want to know how I can get my cash, how I can spend it, how I can trade it. Now, do I even want to? But they've made it to do that. They keep talking about, well, it has to be in spendable amounts. Oh, okay, I got that. Now I want to spend it. Now what? Okay? So we're going to talk about that when we come back. We're in the break. You can't hear you over the music. We'll be right back. Debbie Thomas.
From the first letter of Dr. Idris Barber, I've healed many landlubbers, but could have healed countless more if they were willing to break the law to preserve themselves. The Crown required that I obey leeching privateers who didn't share my oath to do no harm. I was forbidden from discussing the treatments I knew patients needed. The Crown claims to protect landlubbers from bankrupting medical expenses, but only seduces them into begging for relief, while privateers monopolize the management of chronic illness. This royal alliance has constructed a medical hegemony that denies science, discredits alternative remedies, and mandates unwanted treatments, while callously ignoring the victims dying on waiting lists. They have produced a society increasingly addicted, impoverished, diseased, and suicidal. My conscientious objections and medical ambitions required not only seeing this cage, but leaving it. That's why I raised my black banner. Among pirates, the Crown's tantrums are irrelevant. You own your body without qualification. Open ocean medicine enables healers and customers to build a relationship of mutual consent. Prices decrease, quality increases, and physicians become as accessible as barbers. Customers determine their own medical care, whether that's experimental treatments, prohibited plants, controversial procedures, bootleg pharmaceuticals, or even the right to die. Any system of command and control is rejected. In time, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, genetic engineering, and cybernetic prosthetics could take the human condition beyond our imagination. Medical augmentation could eliminate aging, enhance intelligence, and erase our fundamental physical limitations. With the Crown in our wake and the individual at the helm, we are free to pursue an unfettered life. Need decentralized solutions to centralized problems? Join the conversation at pirateswithoutborders.com.
Is spreading the mess.
Did you know you can legally exit the U.S. federal income tax system? Well, it's true, and thousands of American nationals are doing it. The 16th Amendment and the Internal Revenue Code are legal, but only in a limited jurisdiction. This is the basis behind the voluntary nature of the income tax. Learn the exit strategy provided by Congress. Find out more by visiting weissparis.com and watch our numerous videos. That's WEISS Paris.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving LRN.FM to a new channel on a different transponder. The current channel will stay on the air until the end of May to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 6, 11.8425 GHz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 22,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon, where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.fm.
There are those that just want to be left alone, and those that just won't leave them alone. Which one are you? The Ernest Hancock Show.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence. We're Debbie Thomas. Someone's found the light. We're going to, you know what? I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff, and I can actually, use it. I can have it, and I got this money. And I can share with other people this concept, maybe make some money and save the planet, and things are going to go to crap, and we're going to be fine while everybody else is not so fine. So this is when you open an account, let's just walk it through. I want a Carrot Bar account. I go on. It doesn't cost anything. I put in the information.
It's free.
It's free. I go.
I
get to ask the questions. And it's
I know, but you're taking too long because this
all right,
is
I want to let you go, but you gotta answer
I know, but
questions.
I only got 10 minutes.
Go.
Okay. When you sign up, it takes 2 minutes. I told you, name, address, phone number, date of birth, and that's it. No social security number. KYC is basically, upload your ID and upload like a bank statement or a power bill or something like that. And that's it. I've never been asked for
okay, let's sign up. Next, I start doing product buy stuff.
Once you have your account, you can log in. So we have, the Carrot Bar's website, which is the gold side of the you can see my screen, correct?
Yep, go.
Okay. And then we have Carrot Gold, which is our crypto side. So Carrot Bars is the only system in the world that has a gold-backed cryptocurrency backed by physical gold. It's equivalent to gold. And the reason that people need to know about Gold Independence Day is because we can still get our crypto, the KBC, which is on the open market, for pennies. We have a second coin called the KCB, which is backed by the entire banking ecosystem. Okay?
Okay, time out. We have a crypto. Is there one crypto or two cryptos?
There's two. The KBC is the Carrot Gold coin. That was the first one.
Okay, now wait. I get to ask questions. My show. That's how it works. Okay.
That's fine.
When you have a crypto backed by the gold, is it one-to-one gold? Is it something? It's tied to the value of gold, and then the other one's
it's
not.
The actual gold. This is. I highly, 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 highly urge people to watch all of my videos that I sent to you.
Okay, we got that. Well, we have it there. People can do it. So we need answers to some questions.
Equivalent to gold. So we have, this has never been done before. On October 21st, 2018, Herald Sites declared Gold Independence Day for July 4th, 2019.
Okay.
What that means is all of the KBC coins that people have acquired, starting on that day, there will be a guarantee exchange rate of 100 KBC for a gram of gold, no matter what the price of the coin is. That is a guaranteed exchange rate. See, when you sign up for Carrot Bars, you get Carrot Bars, Carrot Gold. These are all free accounts. And I'm going to click on this. This is our exchange, Carrot Bit. Okay, here's our markets in the Carrot Bit. You can trade KBC for Bitcoin, Ethereum for Bitcoin, Bitcoin to dollars, KBC to Ethereum, Ethereum to US dollars.
Okay,
KBC
I'm hoping you
dollars.
have the answer to this question.
Now wait,
here comes the question.
More.
All right, go.
Look at this.
You got about 5 minutes. Go.
I know. Well, that's because you've been talking. You won't let me tell you. Univals are gold. We're the only exchange in the entire world where you can exchange gold, actual gold that you can turn into the physical form for dollars, Bitcoin, KBC, or Ethereum. So when you go back here to Carrot Bars, a unival is equivalent to 0.1 grams of gold.
Why?
Because it is. We have the gold to back it. We own 2 gold mines. So when you come on here and you go to buy cash gold, Carrot Pay cash gold, this is a physical product that can be transacted in digital form. Okay, so here's, it's 4.46 euros. That's about $5 for 0.1 gram of gold. Well, 0.1 gram of gold is equivalent to 1 unival. If you come over here to CarrotBit, you will see that you can get a unival on our exchange for less than that. $3.21. So that would mean you're getting a gram of gold for about $32. This is an open market. People on CarrotBit are like crypto people that don't know about gold, and Carrot Bars people that don't know about crypto. It's like you can go in here and get the cheapest gold in the world. And we will, in a few months, be able to actually withdraw our gold from CarrotBit through our Carrot Pay, which is our digital gold payment system. It's like our gold PayPal. So you can, exchange gold between accounts. And if you really, really want your gold, just get one of our ATMs and you can have gold whenever the heck you want. But the reason that people need to know about Gold Independence Day is because you can still get the KBC for pennies. And in 3 months, it's going to be like, 10 times the value in gold.
Okay, so I got to ask a question. I got to ask a question, okay? Yes. There are 2 cryptos here. One is it's a payment system to make it works easy and well, and it has an equivalent in value. One of these, or however many, equals a gram of gold or a tenth of gram of gold or something. It's tied directly to gold. Pinky swear, I turned it in. They say I get it. I'll mail it to me. It's in my account, whatever, okay? Then there's another one that is a crypto that's kind of, it's not tied to, and it fluctuates in its value, yes or no? It's going to be up value.
What, the KBC coin?
I don't know. There's 2 of them. There's one that's linked to the actual physical gold, and there's one that's not.
Okay. No, you misunderstood me. Our very first crypto coin, the KBC, or the Carrot Gold coin, is backed by gold. Our second coin, the KCB, the Carrot Coin Bank coin, is backed by the infrastructure of the bank. It's still in its ICO phase. That will end on September 20th. There will be a hard fork, and the 2 coins will be merged into one, and they will both be backed by gold and the whole banking ecosystem.
Okay, now there's one on the July 4th. There is going to be this one separate coin that's not directly linked to gold is going to have some set value.
Linked to gold. It's directly linked to gold. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Because you're not letting me ask the question. Let me ask the question, and then we'll see. We have Crypto 1 and Crypto 2. Either one of these are set value to the price of gold now or not. They are or they aren't.
Okay. They are set to a certain amount of gold that is vaulted.
Okay, so it is set to the price of gold.
They're on the open market, and it's not a secret that we know ahead of time that Carrot Bars is guaranteeing a certain exchange rate regardless of what the price of the coin is.
Yeah, no, the coin, you said this one bit carrot, whatever the heck it is, that is equal to, at this time, we're going to equate it in your account to a certain amount of gold. Correct or not?
Right, yes.
Okay, now the other coin does what?
The other coin is backed by the entire banking infrastructure, our technology.
Okay, so it's an ICO. Technology. The free market determines how much it's valued, and because of whatever, somebody will pay for it.
Well, this is why people need to watch the video, because the money that is backing the KBC, the money that was the KBC's ICO is the most successful ICO in the entire world of all time. We sold 12 billion coins in about 4 months, and it raised over $120 million. And that money was used to buy the first 10,000 ATMs, the first 2 million of our crypto phone, which you didn't get to go into. Which
I
is
tell you
the
what, Debbie,
Impulse
we can
phone.
do this Saturday. If you're in the Valley here, we have a party this Saturday with several people from around the world. Nepal, Russia, Venezuela, Ukraine, Poland, Mexico. I think you should come to the party. That's what I think. So
That would be great.
It's at the top of Freedom's Phoenix. You're going to get to have one-on-one conversations with people. I'll introduce and say, hey, man, everybody needs to go over there and talk to Debbie, and she knows. You bring some of your material and whatever. We'll have it over on the side, maybe a table, whatever. We got a couple of acres here. There'll be plenty of places. But it's a party, okay? It's not going to be an event, but it's an opportunity for you to be asked and answered questions and get to meet some people and be part of the group, and we'll partay. I'd love to have you. We'll talk about it here in a little bit because those people at the party be the ones that be kind of the most interested in this kind of thing. Debbie Thomas.
Well, you should be interested because it will fund your project like almost,
Yeah. If I
instantly.
get my questions answered. I've been doing this 30 years.
That are like 8 years old.
I've been doing this 30 years, and I have very simple, that has to be answered questions. There is, because I've been through it, but that's why I was saying I just went through this kind of thing. What makes carrot bars different?
They're like, we're so far advanced of all that stuff. Do you see this delivery request right here? You can have it delivered whenever the heck you want, if you want the physical in hand. But see, if you understand what the magnitude of our gold-backed cryptocurrency, we have deals with major gold traders. Our KC
Debbie, the reason I cut you off right there is because we just went through this with gold money weeks ago.
They're not even close.
It's physical. Is it in my hand? Did it get delivered? What's the customer service? How do I get access to it? Where is the crypto used? I got two cryptos now. One's got a promise of it's tied to it. The other one will. We got a Freedom Day on July 4th. Which one am I using? What value does that? The free market does. What exchanges is it on? Does it have a wallet? Yes, we got a wallet. We even got our own smartphone. Well, now we got.
We have our own crypto payment system.
I'm all about crypto payment. I've been following crypto since 09, 10.
Not like this.
Okay, we're going to see you Saturday, and you're going to, but I'm telling you, you're going to be surrounded by people exactly like me asking the same questions. I'm just warning you.
But your questions are like 8 years old. We're so far advanced.
Oh, my God, Debbie, if I don't get my 8-year-old question answered, I'm not even getting to the next one.
I know, but you can get the physical gold if you want, but you will get a lot more gold if you do the.
I don't get a lot more of nothing if I don't have it.
First, and then get the gold later. I mean, you can get it now, but it's like this. I did the math on this. If you had $3,000 and you just went and bought, regular. Classic carrot bars with it, you'd get about 42.8 grams of gold. If you bought cash gold with it, which is our product that you can get in physical form or digitized, and use Carrot Pay, which is like our gold PayPal, you would get about 60 grams of gold. But if you took that $3,000 and bought cash gold with it and then went and bought KBC coins, on July 4th, that gold would be worth about 351 grams of gold. If you bought Bitcoin and sent it over to CarrotBit and bought KBC coins with it, it would have been worth about 685 grams of gold. So for the same $3,000, you could either get 42 grams of gold or 685 grams of gold. I've been with this company for 4 years. If he makes a promise, it's a promise. So yeah, if you want 42 grams of gold in your hand right this second, and don't want to wait 3 months and get it, get 685 grams, that's fine. You can do that.
Okay, I give you a good example. There was another. They had. They even opened up a pay for time radio program, and they were pushing Dignity Coin. Dignity was the same thing. Well, probably not the same thing, but it was tied to physical gold. This coin is going to be regulated by the price of gold. You need to get in on it, and it's going to have blah, 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 blah. People were just hammering the crap out of me. Got to do this. It's tied to gold. And then it just went nowhere. It just gone. Guaranteed. Guaranteed by whom? You know, I'm sure you're convinced, but I have questions because I've been through this so many times, and I'm going, all right, I'm interested in it, but I am not, ain't no way in hell, and this is what I am known for, is not going past and skipping over the 8-year-old questions. That is not going to happen,
Well,
okay?
here, let's watch the rest of this video because they just hand the gold over, you know, right here at this event.
All right, fine. Do it. Yeah, we'll finish this, and I got to get to my next guest. Go ahead.
I know.
On this planet.
This is why.
Wir haben bewiesen, dass wir unsere Worte halten und es noch eins drauf tun. Und genau so werden wir unsere Worte.
You speak in German, I guess, saying we do exactly what we're doing. We've in the past we made promises, and we make sure that you do what we're going to do.
It's incredible. I mean, it's magic. Just a lot of love, and that's what makes it so special.
So it's a community thing. They're selling community and a concept and an idea with an infrastructure.
Well, it's a global network of people who were saving in gold, and the people who paid attention realized that he has quietly flown under the radar and created an entire gold financial system that's international. You know, it went from one company of saving small gram bars to 15 companies globally, and, you know, huge, you know, this is going to be the first quadrillion-dollar ecosystem because we have, you know, we have carat bars, which is the gold.
Debbie, I tell you, you know, my experience has been when it is a great idea, the best ideas come to the attention of the man. Okay,
it's
and I want to
idea. It's a done deal. We have a crypto exchange. We have a gold.
See, that's another question.
Company.
The exchange that you have, is it your exchange? I mean, I can exchange for these other cryptos, but it's on yours. It's not like BitTrax or some other exchange. You're using your
our
exchange.
Own exchange. If you own the bank.
I'm wanting to know the SEC involvement and the government and the man and the central banks on this.
It's not a security. It's not a security.
I'm feeling some KYC coming, man. This is the problem we have with
There's
gold
no
money.
KYC. The company has been in business for 8 years.
Okay.
Not once has anybody ever had to fill out any of that bull crap that you told me about. Not once.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Well, you think you can make it Saturday so you can, I mean, because you're going to get flooded with it. It's going to be a bunch of 8-year-olds asking you questions. I guarantee it.
I know, but it's like.
I guarantee it. You got to get used to it. They're going to be asking the base fundamental questions.
Well, I can answer anybody's question, but I want to tell them about the really cool stuff. Like the fact that we have a phone with a satellite feature. And
Boom!
The first voice over blockchain technology where, you know,
okay,
it's unreal. Like,
all right. You go watch the videos. I got to go, Debbie. I look forward to seeing you Saturday.
Yes, you're going to have me on again so we can actually talk about the new stuff. But
I
recommend...
hope so. I got to go. I got to push the button. Here we go.
Network.
All right, bye.
And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Today, let us make them remember. We are not afraid!
Yeah, it was pleasant to get to know and talk to Debbie Thomas, but I still have a lot of questions. There's a lot there. A lot of people have been, I probably know more than she thinks I do, but man, you got to answer the questions though. I mean, I got to be able to explain it step by step. Going, well, you need to get into, I go, we've done this. A lot of different cryptos, a lot of different, payment systems using gold and all this kind of. We've done it. Now they combined it. One thing was of interest to me is you have two cryptos. One's tied to the amount of gold, grams or something. Then you have another one that kind of floats out here that's going to be combined in some way, and pinky swear promise of this is going to guaranteed. When you hear the word guaranteed, it's like when you got the law enforcement say, yeah, we're going to take you someplace safe and secure. So I'm just, there's a lot of questions. I don't think, I'm not getting the feeling it's a scam. I just need to understand it. And when any payment system, any monetary thing, anything becomes effective use against them, we're free and against the man don't like it. So I just need, there's a bunch of, a lot of these questions that maybe she didn't expect, but she's very excited about it. And hopefully she'll be here Saturday for the party. Now, Saturday we have a party with the Project Arizona guys, the young people from Nepal, Russia, Venezuela, Ukraine, Poland, and Mexico is this batch. And every year we do this, and it's an awesome party. And it's beautiful outside, and it'll be nice and cool in the evening. We have the lights on, and we got these little fire things that we did, and kind of, it's going to be pimp. But it won't be fun unless Dr. Frank is there. Are you going to be there Saturday night with all these peoples there, Frank?
Well, thank you for the invitation. We'll have to take it up. We'll see.
Yeah, bring the baby. Bring the baby. Yep. Feed the baby.
Well, actually, if nothing else, I'd like to hear round two between you and your prior guest. I got some notes already, people loving the interchange, and, it seems like this person was able to keep you in check and keep you on message, at least somewhat. So
what
I'm
message?
For round two.
I'm waiting for the message. I'm going, okay, it's good and it's exciting, it's great, and watch the videos, but we get into, but I need these, those are just, low-level, don't matter questions. I go, that's the very questions that matter. I want to know, a lot of stuff. I don't want to get into it anymore.
We'll wait for Saturday. So I'll see if I can make it Saturday. Hey, look, so right now we got the Trump report, and it's like, as usual, seems like things always seem to happen right before our show. I had a number of things. We have, of course, the big
Julian Assange
of Benjamin Netanyahu from just the other day, and what that means as far as with the world populist nationalist movement, how huge that is. We have some other things going on, but all of that got, of course, thrown out the window this morning with Julian Assange. So I assume, did you talk about it this morning?
No, I just put it up on the site, for people to see it, and the news is, scroll down, Julian Assange arrested after Ecuador tears up asylum deal. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has been dragged out of the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he has spent the last 6 years. That's after Ecuador's President Moreno withdrew asylum. All right. Why? What's going on?
Well, this is unraveling, and I'm sure this is going to take up probably most of our show with this. At least from the surface. So what you have, and by the way, guys, this is unraveling. So if you're hearing this later and we're wrong, it's just, this stuff is just happening. So
yeah, it's just Frank
it sounds
is wrong.
like America, and we'll definitely discuss who is America in this case. America. Is it Donald Trump? Is it the deep state? Is it some other actor? We will find out. And there's a lot going on, including the fact that this is happening right after the Mueller probe completed. So we'll get to that later. But basically, it sounds like America has pushed its might and some sort of a leverage on England, and now England has used their ability to their link with Ecuador to extradite Julian Assange from Ecuador based off of pressure from America. So this is almost, I would say, unprecedented, but I'm sure this has happened before. We just never knew about it. But this is happening straight up now. It's interesting, too, because this morning I woke up to Parliament. There was a parliamentary debate with Theresa May about Brexit. It was a huge televised deal. It was amazing parliamentary action. And then right after that concluded, bam, it blew up, this whole thing with Britain and Ecuador. So now the way they're getting him, at least technically, and it looks like there's a lot of manipulation and massaging about what the cause is. They're trying not to make this a journalist issue, an attack on journalism. So it sounds like what they're getting him on is very specific, which is that you can be a journalist as long as that you're not part of the story. Now, of course, you just put on CNN. That's a whole, of course, that's blown out of the water. But what they're trying to say is he's accused of helping Chelsea Manning, and I assume this audience knows Chelsea Manning, but he was accused of helping Chelsea Manning break into the servers. I guess it was the State Department, whichever that happened to be. That what happened was Chelsea Manning sent information to Julian Assange. This is like years ago, but it was encrypted. And so Julian Assange saw it and realized it was encrypted and said, hey, wink, wink, you might want to try XYZ to break the encryption. So Chelsea Manning tried that whatever tip or trick that Julian Assange gave him. It did not work, according to the federal government, it did not work. But just the fact that he attempted to help him, that is what they're getting him on specifically. Otherwise, everything else that he's been sharing, that were technically leaks, is not what they're attacking him on, because therefore that would open up a whole can of worms about leaking to journalists and the freedom of the press for that. So that's technically what they're getting him on. Now, does any of this have any real truth of what's really going on? Probably not, but that's the official word.
While we're watching the video here, while you're
talking. He's all bearded, and I have to say one.
Well, no, we did that, and then we did. We're watching the actual leaked video by Manning, and then what happened to Manning, and now Manning. What they wanted is him to testify against Assange. Bradley, Chelsea, whatever Manning is in prison now again because she refused to testify against Assange. Well, they fine, and you can rot in jail until you agree to history got you out. Obama got you out. We didn't get you out. We're going to get some. And then all of a sudden, they went and got Assange anyway. And what they wanted, they already had this planned, it seems like. They worked out a deal with Ecuador. It's been rumored in the background for the past week or so anyway. But they needed Manning's help to be able to justify or rationalize it or something. And he would, or she, whatever. Manning would not cooperate. So then you have them just doing it. And do you think Trump is like, so he can be magnanimous and give him a pardon or something like that? Or there's something, they're going to get some? What's up?
Well, that is the million-dollar question here. Who's really behind this? I mean, is it, and this is the big question, I mean, is it Donald Trump? You'd assume so, since he's supposedly the president. He has some link in this. Or is it the Department of Justice acting rogue out of anger of what happened with the Mueller report? So they're just lashing out at somebody.
So it's a deep state. We're going to get some, he got Trump elected, he must pay?
It could be. I mean, the liberal media has been going crazy. I mean, trying to find explanation. Not to mention, the Mueller report has not been officially released, unedited, and that's still coming. We'll see. But in the interim, they're trying to find what their new ground game is. I mean, I don't want to get on a side topic, but I've been hit for the last week to 2 weeks from every liberal I know about the environment. Supposedly the environment is all of a sudden number one on everyone's wish list about Donald Trump because they have nothing else to go back on. And now this happens.
So you think the left media is going to be chastising Assange, or are they going to be for or against him?
That's the problem. They loved Assange when he was releasing leaks against the military under Bush. They loved him as the ultimate journalist. Then when he goes after Hillary Clinton and releases stuff equitably, now he's
Captain Mark. A pirate's life is characterized by voluntary interactions. Unfortunately, the Crown presses everyone into involuntary servitude. Landlubbers believe slavery was abolished years ago, but the Crown still claims to own us when it crimps us into service against our will. Given sufficient ambition, it would gladly draft thousands of hapless victims to kill or be killed. It's simply slavery by another name. Landlubbers are routinely commanded to serve the so-called justice system in jury duty. But before you swell with civic pride, consider that how you feel is irrelevant to the Crown. You will appear as ordered or face punitive measures. The Crown insists that you participate in your own oppression. A jury summons provides pirates with a unique opportunity to obstruct injustices. A juror can vote not guilty, even if it's proven the law was violated. A juror can acquit for any reason at all, and not even a judge can reverse that verdict. Receiving a jury summons is basically winning the sedition lottery. But if you reveal that you know this during jury selection, you'll probably be dismissed. If the Crown foolishly crimps a pirate into jury duty, it behooves the pirate to conceal their intention to nullify unjust laws. If a master takes 100% of your labor, it's called slavery. But if they only take 50%, they call it taxation, a difference of degree, not of kind. Whether the Crown claims a fortune or a cent is irrelevant. Most of all, a slave owner desires contented slaves, meaning thoughtless ones that accept their bondage. These house slaves see no contradiction in being drafted in a war to end slavery or summoned to a jury to prosecute tax evasion. An ideal slave knows no higher call than the master's will. The Crown's highest ambition is that its slaves revere the authority that subjugates them. But the Crown does not own me. I will not surrender my time and treasure to the Crown's ambitions. Join the conversation at pirateswithoutborders.com.
There are big.
Okay, I'm reading the article, and let's see. She was sentenced to 35 years in jail for disclosing the materials. Manning was pardoned by outgoing President Barack Obama in 2017 after spending 7 years in U.S. custody. Man, I didn't know that long. She is currently being held again in a U.S. jail for refusing to testify before a secret grand jury in a case apparently related to WikiLeaks. Assange's 7-year stay at the Ecuadorian embassy was motivated by his concern that he may face similarly harsh and arguably unfair prosecution by the U.S. for his role in publishing troves of classified U.S. documents over the years. His legal troubles stem from an accusation by 2 women in Sweden, blah, blah, blah. That was all crap. He was arrested during that time. He hosted a show. During that time, Assange hosted a show on RT known as World Tomorrow, or the Julian Assange Show, in which he interviewed several world influencers in controversial and thought-provoking episodes. His attempt to fight extradition ultimately failed. In 2012, he skipped bail and fled the Ecuadorian embassy. And let's see. Assange spent the following years stranded at the diplomatic compound. A UN expert panel ruled that what was happening to Assange amounted to arbitrary detention, blah, 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 blah. So they going to have a really big, giant, tall stack of charges and reasons why. And they're going to paint this as any and every way they can. And my thing is, I'm just like, why are these secret? He's giving away government secrets. I thought I was the government. You know, how come I don't get it? You know, I mean, this whole thing is, you're still voting? I mean, what do you think Trump's going to do with this?
All
right, we're coming back. You can tell us there. Here we go.
Love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
To be a part of the show, call 602-264-2800. 602-264-2800. And now, Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, and Dr. Frank Tamburri. Trump Report, and whatever we were going to talk about kind of got a backseat. Julian Assange just got arrested, and what shall happen? Well, that's one thing, Dr. Frank. I'm just like, all right, Trump may have been elected because of WikiLeaks. You think he's going to do Julian a solid or not?
Well, first off, and there's a lot to unpack, and I suppose, especially over the next weeks, like you say, the 3-week rule. So we'll see what this too. I'll tell you, I was all set to come in today. I was all dressed. I showered. I put on some cologne just for you. I was all in the car, and then I saw this happen, and I'm like, I don't think I can handle any Trump Kool-Aid from that cup today. So for that reason alone, I'm getting a side effect from the Trump Kool-Aid. So there's no way I'm going to endorse Trump on this. Now, when I'm looking online on YouTube, there's, of course, these videos are dropping left and right, and many of them on these conservative channels, Fox News channels, or just other conservative commentators. Every single one of them is in support of Assange. There was one with Fox News, I think, when this thing broke, and they interviewed Newt Gingrich. And here's what worries me, though, is that Newt Gingrich is in complete agreement that he should be locked up. He's calling him a traitor, and I'm thinking, oh my God. So if Newt Gingrich is reflective of what Donald Trump's views are, then Donald Trump has stepped in a big one, because I can't fathom that he would do this. But if he sits there and he attacks Assange the way he has with Edward Snowden, which he has, and I agreed with you guys last time, that is where I draw the line for me on that component. All right. I mean, if he doesn't understand that, then he has lost touch with his base, and he will lose his base in a profound way. So that.
Okay, why do you see the difference between Snowden and Assange? I mean, Snowden did it from the inside and kind of, I just take responsibility. I'll take the hit, man. They don't even have to find me, or no, I'm here. I did it, and I'm not where you're going to get me. But and then of course he probably lucked out winding up in Russia, and I'm wondering if that was by intent somehow, somewhere, or something. That's a whole nother movie. But then you got Manning and Assange. Manning did the time. Assange published it, kind of did the Snowden thing, but he got it from. It's like Assange is the Glenn Greenwald character, and Glenn got a lot of hassle too. They went after him a bunch, and I'm wondering Assange, if he gets charged with everything they can and whatever the heck he did, he'd probably be the rest of his life in jail or not. And which jail and where is this? I'm looking for Discovery, man. I'm waiting for the movie.
First off, supposedly, and again,
Trump,
this is all
the movie.
breaking, but supposedly the charges he's being brought up on are looking at a maximum of 5 years in prison. So that's what this whole thing is. Supposedly, it's just 5 years in prison.
Yeah,
it's found
right.
guilty. So it makes me exactly. So look, there's a whole nother move to this. Put it this way: if Chelsea Manning was pardoned, then the question is, will Massage be as well? I mean, after all, if
Manning's the one that did it
on the same grounds.
You get more time for publishing what somebody got that amount of time for. Yeah, it's just weird.
The whole thing's weird, exactly. And I mean, look, we can go all day about different speculation. Perhaps this is the biggest bait and switch, because now that if he arrests Assange, then the media that first loved Assange when he was spilling secrets against Bush and the military, they loved it then. He was some kind of like journalist hero. Then when all of a sudden he's also releasing things on the Clinton Foundation, then all of a sudden they despise the man. They want him locked up. Now to Trump, at least he's been somewhat consistent. As much as I disagree with him completely, I have to say, at least he's consistent. If he thinks that Snowden is a traitor, and now he thinks in the same way if he thinks Elton Manning is, and he thinks Julian Assange, I disagree with him, but at least I'd say he's being consistent in his belief of being wrong in this case. But maybe it's the ultimate bait and switch. Maybe he's pulling in the liberals who are all going to say, well, if Trump wants Assange put in jail, well, then we're all going to be for his freedom. And then at the end, of course, his supporters like us and most Trump people, including conservatives, I believe in the far majority, think that he should be let go as well. And I think that might be the ultimate coup d'etat in this whole thing, that he just pardons him and, of course, throws it back on liberals and steals all the liberal votes who sat back and said that Trump should pardon them. And Trump goes, okay, I will. Because whatever Trump says, they always take the opposite approach. So that might be part of it as well. Or in a whole deeper level, this whole thing could be to get him with a stupid little, okay, you helped Chelsea Manning, 5 years prison, maybe. And they're putting all this effort to get him. Why? Isn't it a coincidence that the Mueller report just ended and Donald Trump is ready for his rope-a-dope turnaround where supposedly the wall of evidence is about to come out, Q or no Q? If it's all coming out, they need Assange and they need him protected. And this might be really the way to get him back in American hands so that Rudy Giuliani and others have full access to him. So that might be what this is too. So, I mean, who knows what's going on, but it's going to be interesting.
One thing that's interesting, I want to show people that, I mean, I hate the BS. I mean, this is just part of the BS and what's to be expected, is the frame that they chose to make a picture out of him being dragged out and beaten and him screaming. And he may not have been cooperating or helping him walk him. You might have to carry me or something, but I want people to see the video. Now, what it shows is he's being carried out. He's not helping. They're carrying him out and they put him into the van. Now, of course, they're not showing that. What they're showing is that this one frame of him, like, I don't know. I guess there's not a better frame of it to do. I just don't like this demonizing and you're guilty before you even got started kind of thing. And will he ever get to have a say? How long will it be before we get to hear him say anything? Because they've cut since about a year ago. I think it was last March or something. They had a new Ecuadorian president comes in, and they cut his internet access. He used to do a show on Russia Today. So they killed that. They cut all his communication with anybody. His visitors have been anal probed and so on. They're camped out there. And I'm wondering after 7 years if he could have dug a tunnel with a spoon or something. I mean, I don't know. But this is they were not letting him go. You can stay in the Ecuadorian prison we made for you if you want. United Nations gets involved and whatever. It's the Five Eyes, which is United Kingdom, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and the U.S. This is the world where the rubber meets the road and who's running against and doing for somebody or something.
Ernie, just a clarification. What do you mean by Five Eyes? What is it?
Five Eyes is a surveillance organization group of the intelligence community in these 5 countries, and they cooperate together. It's like an international fusion center.
Oh, great.
Oh, no, that's how they got Kim.com. They went after, they pissed off some ex-Congress senator that's the head of the MPAA that went to the government and said, go get him. And here you got Five Eyes doing hut, taking Kim.com stuff in New Zealand. A European guy goes to New Zealand, get away from them, and you can't get far enough, son of a bitch. I mean, so this is, they're going after Julian. And
look, there's obviously, well, keep in mind, he still has supposedly the DEFCON codes. That if something happens, it's all going to be released. So to sit there and take that threat that everything gets released over maximum 5 years in prison, over one little tiny charge comparatively, there's obviously another reason behind it.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's afraid he was just going to release. But the guys in WikiLeaks been saying that.
What do you shop for that?
The guys at WikiLeaks been saying that there were, I don't know if you saw this, that they had surveillance tape of him in the Ecuadorian embassy getting medical checkups, watching porn, talking to whatever the hell. I don't know. They got surveillance of him. And they go, yeah, you can have this for a price. Give us a little something here. They didn't pay it. They go, screw you. Put it out. We don't care, whatever. Oh, yeah? And they arrest him. So this is over the past maybe they thought some government surveillance guy thought they'd get a little extra on the side like they did with Ross Ulbricht on the Silk Road thing. There were 2 convicted, FBI guys or whatever that was ripping them off. So you're not going to hear about that one. I'm what? So this is there's legs to this, and I'm wondering where Trump is on this. And maybe one of the things is they need to get Trump on one side or the other, or compromised or something. They got on him before they could get Assange. And this Israel thing, and Netanyahu getting reelected, and them settling the Golan Heights, and him giving them that, and has all the oil and petroleum underneath, and they're going to do and inviting the invasion of Syria and Gog and Magog, and it's Armageddon. I mean, what the hell is going on? And I'm in a position to where I'm just going, can I not care? I mean, can I?
Oh, come on, you care.
I'm in freaking Arizona, man.
Don't start that.
Do I have to care? Do I have to? Do I have to?
Well, we dumped every other news story to talk about this, Ernie. Come on.
So I can say I don't care. It's of course I care. I mean, it's interesting, and you can see, right. But it's just indicative of what they are and all the other stuff.
Ernie, let's be honest. If you don't care about someone like Julian Assange, or Edward Snowden, then what else is there worth caring about for people who stand up to be able to expose the system? I mean, what else is there to care about?
No, I was referring more to the Israel thing and Syria and all. I mean, they're going, look what they're doing now. Oh, they're really bad? You're going to add another bad? I get it. How much do I – well, you got to care so you know how bad they are. Man, I'm thinking, pointy horn, blood-dripping teeth, pointy tail people. I don't know how much worse you got to get. So I understand, man, but I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling I'm manipulated again and more. You know.
Well, of course. Well, look. Even Assange is doing it. At least supposedly, he went out of his way and told the people that were going to arrest him that he, wanted to make sure it was obvious that it was against his will. Supposedly, it was arranged that he was going to have the cuffs on. He wanted the handcuffs, and he told them, "I am not going to walk. You have to drag me out." And it sounds like it was from some kind of legal perspective as well, that he has to show that he's not compliant.
It wasn't voluntary
in any way. Exactly, right. In any way. So the whole thing was a show.
I'm hip to that.
And by the way, when one person, it was the guy Tim Poole from the Timcast, he made a little reference. He goes, "Isn't it funny that Julian Assange in these videos now he reminds us of Ben Kingsley from Iron Man 3 playing the Mandarin? He kind of looks like that guy when they yanked him out."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Anyway.
Isn't there anything else we can talk about? There's got to be some other goodies too, because this is. I feel like I want to hear from him. You're not going to get that. He's not going to get his day in anything of say nothing about nothing. They go, you had your chance.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is how this is going to be framed. Now, as you know, Donald Trump has my personal number, and he texts and twitters me every single morning, like at 5 a.m. And so I'm sitting back, and he hasn't said one thing about Julian Assange.
Oh, okay. Here, we're coming back. Let's talk about it.
To learn how, broadcast.lrn.fm.
And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Yeah, some sweet home Alabama. All right. Let's wrap up this Assange thing, because I'm just, until I get the real truth of him and back and see what, Trump hadn't even said anything about it. So he hadn't sent you his tweet of what to think about something. The Trumpeteers out there going, yeah, we think, we don't know yet. We're not going to say because we're waiting on Trump to tell us what to think. I mean, what's going on?
Well, exactly. Well, I'm sure you guys know. I mean, I wait for my Trump marching orders every morning before the Trump report, and he didn't tell me what to say today. So I really not sure exactly how to start off. So I think it'd be interesting to see, what his position is. I mean, look, there's three entities that to me have always had the pulse of the American people beyond anybody. That is the creators of The Simpsons, the creators of South Park, and Donald Trump. And so as far as I'm concerned, those three always have been dead on as far as the pulse of the people. Yeah. So for Donald Trump to be this far off of what his base believes, I mean, it's blowing up online. I mean, every conservative channel, like I said, they're saying free Assange, and they're like when OJ went up when he got busted. It's like, say it ain't so, OJ, and now it's like, say it ain't so, Trump. I mean, so he is going to get massive pushback, even right now on Fox News.
In which way? What are they saying? They're like, pardon him, free him, done.
Yeah, well. Of course. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Everybody, apart across the board, is to free Assange, and that he's an American hero, and that Trump's making a big mistake, and Trump's going to lose his entire base if he goes forward with it.
So you think this is a campaign maybe set up by Trump?
That's what I was saying earlier, that this whole thing could be a bait and switch. And all of a sudden, he bequeaths everybody, of course I will pardon him. And keep in mind, by the more that he looks like he's going to arrest or put him in prison, the liberals, of course, are going to take the opposite tack. They're going to go back to where they were under the Bush years, where all of a sudden Assange
I can't believe you jeopardized our intelligence surveillance community of, citizen score of Assange did, and we should have shot him.
Yeah. Well, look,
From,
on top of this,
say Rachel Maddow.
And look, and just potentiate this even more from his base. His base has sat back for years before Trump was put in, and watching the middle finger given to the Justice Department, or the justice system, I should say, right? And we could go all day between Benghazi and Clinton's and a whole host of all sorts of other things. And then all of a sudden Trump gets in with all the lies of the media, right? And it goes on and on. Then we have this whole Russiagate. Then we have even Jussie Smollett, as kind of small time as that thing is. You've got him just getting, and then he's walking. I mean, here you have.
Because this went all the way up to the Obama White. I know what it is. All right. Here's my conspiracy theory. You ready?
Wait. Just
to
finish the point is that from his base has been basically thrown to the back of the bus for years and years about justice, and basically it's like Julian Assange has been one of the only people that's helped our side expose what the mainstream media will not. So to sit there and put down and throw in prison the very person who's the last leg of liberty for many conservatives, Trump is out of his damn mind if he goes forward with this. So there's definitely
goes forward with what?
As far as prosecuting him and calling him a traitor, he's going to lose his base. The very people that didn't vote for Trump. This is what you and your guest last week still don't get. People don't vote for Trump because they think he's the God Emperor. And I said Trump is just a side effect of the deeper problem, the distrust of the system. That's why they put him in.
Yeah, but I think Trump is up there going, yeah, CIA, they're great people. You know, FBI, great people. I love all the people. I love the community. I love them. They're great people. Law enforcement, great people.
Oh, no.
Great people.
Well, we shall see. So this is going to be a litmus test of whether Trump understands his base or not and what the people do, because he's going to lose many supporters. Because think of Q. The whole supporters who follow Q are the same people that support Julian Assange. I mean, that's the same audience. So he's going to alienate.
Really?
That
I wonder what
audience
Q's going to say about this. Oh, yeah, it's part of the Trump 4D chess crap.
Well, we shall see. But at the end of the day, it's TIT, trust in Trump. No otherwise.
All right. This is my conspiracy theory. Blah, 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 blah. You get all this and move, and they say that, and distraction, and who cares, and mushroom cloud, and whatever, and doesn't matter. What's going to come down to is Seth Rich and Clinton emails. And because WikiLeaks, you know, where did all the Clinton emails and the Benghazi stuff and Podesta and all this other crap, and Pizzagate was kind of this distraction from that, even though I know a lot of that goes on, and they kind of gave up, and some men are freaking out on that, I'm sure. But the real thing was the collusion, because what you do, you always charge somebody with what you're guilty of, and it's Clinton's and the foundation and Russia. There is a whole bunch of Russia. So I'm going, all right, if they get Assange out, they arrest him, they got him, they bring him over. What they're really wanting is they'll work a deal, you know, or they may not work a deal. They just want them to start blabbering about the Clinton emails, the Benghazi stuff, their coalition, and how'd they get and who did, and Seth Rich. Because Seth Rich was a young staffer guy or something inside IT, whatever the hell, and he releases a bunch of what was going on behind the scenes with Clinton and the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, and Donna Brazile and Bernie Sanders, what they're doing, all that. And they're looking at Trump got elected because of Assange doing and making WikiLeaks even being there. And they're probably correct. There's a good argument for that. And, of course, they'll blame it on him anyway, because they don't have Russia to blame anymore. So I'm going, all right. So Assange has to be got, and he's going to pick a side. And it's going to be the deep state against the not-so-deep state or something. And this is going to come out. And what am I waiting on? Frank, what am I waiting on?
3 weeks.
Well, 3 weeks will do it, but the long-term wait is Trump, the movie, okay? So this is going to be Spielberg, I'm getting, what's that other guy did?
I'd rather Quentin Tarantino. He would be my pick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Quentin Tarantino. You know, he's got a movie coming out here directly. There's something else he's doing. You know, but so I'll, be watching that. So that's what I think is going on. Assange is a crucial point in all this evidence. Now that we're done with Russia, he needs Assange to do the Seth Rich Clinton email Podesta, crap.
He is. This is amazing. Julian Assange has been kind of on the outskirts for a while. He, I believe, is going to be the central figure in history of this entire thing. It's like the critical mass, the flashpoint. It's all coming down to this one person. In my opinion, it's going to come down to him. And he has all the cards, and there's so much swirling around him. This is going to be epic. And it's interesting. It's happening just 2 years or a year, really, before the next election really takes off. So this is going to be a primary point. Guys, for you guys listening, I know this is the first day this is coming out. The person to look for is Rudy Giuliani. He has the confidence of Donald Trump. He's been there as his attorney. God. He's also been warning Trump about the deep state and when Trump towers were being bugged during the campaign. So it was Rudy Giuliani who understood that, who had the inways with it, and who's I think Giuliani is the guy you need to listen to with Fox and find out, when he gets interviewed by Fox, what is his position? It's going to be either, yes, he's a traitor and we got to go through with this, or he's going to start waffling around, which means that it's all cracked up to be. So I'm waiting for that interview.
There's another one. I want to pull this up. There was a NSA General to Trump Towers. You know what I'm talking about? There was a guy that, he was up and above and saw and had, their own surveillance of the surveillors or whoever was watching the watchers or something. NSA, maybe this is it. NSA head meets with Trump team but doesn't give Obama heads up. This is November 22nd, 2016. David Green talks to foreign policy columnist James Bamford, cool, about the future of NSA Director Admiral Mike Rogers. Yeah, it was an admiral. I thought it was a general. Okay, admiral. Mike Rogers, whose tenure has been rocked by cybersecurity breaches of classified material, blah, blah, blah. I think it was him that Rogers, they go, this is going to be the hero of all this. It's going to start with him at the beginning of the movie walking into Trump Towers during the transition team after he had been elected and telling Trump he was under surveillance. He's going, look, FYI, man, they got FISA and everybody, you're compromised and kind of, peace out. Just, telling my new boss what's up. Well, if it wasn't for him, it might have gone differently. He may be the hero. Admiral Mike Rogers. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around?
Yep.
Hey, Ernie, a very important question. When Trump the movie comes out, who plays Melania?
I don't know, somebody hot. Melania. Hell, I don't know. I don't care.
Important questions. That's the first thing comes to mind.
Yeah, who would be? You know what might be? Cindy Crawford. If she can act.
Yeah, well, maybe back in the day, they de-aged her a bit. She's still beautiful.
Yeah, no, they're both good looking.
I don't know. I hear from the fans.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't even know if there is anybody. Oh, nah. Now I was thinking of what's her name that did
Jolie?
No, Ben Affleck's ex-wife? What's her name? Does the
from
Alias? She was kick-ass.
Jennifer Gardner.
Jennifer Gardner. I'm going. Yeah, maybe Jennifer Gardner or something. I don't know. It's going to be. I don't know. It's going to be hot to out. It's got to be, a tall, thin, beautiful something. What's her name? Played in Get Smart again. With Steve Carell, the Anne Hathaway.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah,
give me somebody better than Anne Hathaway.
I don't know. I thought about it. I have no idea. How do you add Melania? That's the problem.
Or what's her name? That was the babe in the first Austin Powers. What's her name? See, I mean, you asked me.
I don't know. But the kicker is she's so beautiful we can't find someone else or think of someone offhand.
Right.
And yet she still has not been on the cover of Vogue or anything else. That's astounding.
No, she'd be taking space away from Michelle. Or Michael or whatever. Author and columnist James writes about intelligence community says it's hard to underestimate the role Rogers plays. James Bamford, that we have a lot of respect for. He says, well, he has the most important job basically in history in terms of intelligence. And then Green interview. But many feel Rogers had not done the best job at NSA. Documents and spy tools have been stolen. He's come under criticism for not stemming the influence of terrorist groups online. The administration was not very happy with his work deterring ISIS. Well, hell, they created it. And blah, 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 blah. So I want to see... why would Donald Trump want in his administration? Let's see. Yeah, I got to read the whole article. But
hey, by the way, as we're talking, I'm watching your favorite show, Fox News, and I've been going through the channels, CNN, MSNBC. It's interesting because this is the number one story on all the channels that I watch online, liberal and conservative. CNN and MSNBC has the ticker and it has the small little video screen in the corner watching this nonstop. They keep breaking back and forth to the Assange story. Fox News has not talked about it in the last hour. They're talking right now, the South Korea president's all nuclear talks. Before that, they were talking about some investigation down south about some fire bombings at some church. I mean, anything but Julian Assange. So this is saying quite a bit, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, about what's really happening there. So yeah, that's disturbing that Fox is the one network not really covering this as they should. I mean, we're talking about it, and the rest of the whole internet's talking about it. But
What
Fox
will
News is talking
happen
about kittens up trees?
To the spy that knew too much, Admiral Mike Rogers. Yeah, Admiral Mike Rogers news. I want to see what's in the news. Insider threat prediction, a contract 16 days ago. Insider threat prediction, okay. He's a growing threat. All right, here we come back.
Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
All right, 3/26, March 26th. So this is just, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Retired Admiral Michael Rogers has served as head of the NSA and the U.S. Cyber Command from 14 to 18 on how to handle the risk of insiders exposing an organization's sensitive data. You know, we had in the Edward Snowden case, he talked about how to do this, interview with, and so on. So he's around, and he's not like, you know, being, I don't know, lambasted or anything, or somebody going out, because he knows. He was the guy that was watching the watchers. And he watched them enough, knew what was up with this FISA thing, and he goes into Trump and he says, let me tell you what's up. Well, now it's gone, you know, the Mueller thing has gone through, and you just know there was negotiations on that. Well, now we have Barr, the Attorney General, and the big push is they didn't get enough good. There's not a sentence, there's not a word in there that they're hanging their hat on. They're going to go get Trump. So they want the whole thing unredacted, and the Democrats, so they got some talking points for the 2020 election cycle.
You know, Ernie, this part I didn't even get to last week because you had your guest and you trying to tag team me on that one. But which is fine. It was a real blast. But I'll tell you what
I got a lot of comments on that.
I'm sure. What my main issue was from last week that I wanted to bring up was this point, which was that, you know, they want to see the entire unredacted report, and I'm saying fine. You know, I have no problem.
I want to see it too.
We all want it out there, but I think that what I want, and hopefully Trump plays the same card, which is that we'll show ours if you show yours. I will support showing the entire Mueller report, but I want to see all of the Clinton emails. I want to see the entire thing from the Clinton investigation that Schiff, you know, that guy Schiff has been hiding for the last 2 years. I've reported on your show how many times that Dennis Nunes keeps asking or demanding for this information to be sent over from the DOJ, and they keep stalling, and Schiff keeps running interference. You know what? That needs to be exposed. Now, if you want all Trump stuff, let's put it all out there. That is what this election of Trump is about.
WikiLeaks has offered $1 million to anybody that can get the unredacted original kind of, you know, we'll put it up thing. You know, and I'm thinking that's already done. And I don't know what they think they're getting by arresting Assange, or, you know, I don't know. We're not being told that this is not, you know, what it – see, you know what this calls for? 3 weeks. That's what it calls for.
Oh, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
You just got to wait 3 weeks. And
well,
think look, about that. Wait. What is today's date? Let's look at the calendar here.
The 11th.
Okay,
the 11th.
So that means 3 weeks would be the 2nd of May. So early May. So we go the 2nd. So we'll say the 1st of May. We'll do a show on this 1st of May. Now, that is Thursday the 2nd. So do you want to plan on you and I, you come in too, and we'll do a whole 3 weeks. Here it is.
Well, assuming nothing breaks before, sure.
No. This will be it. You know, I mean, of course, we'll talk. You got to do a whole day thing. You got to come in. We got to do the 15-hour deal.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it.
April 2nd. Oh, you're going to come to the party Saturday?
I told you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
Find out. Hey, look, with the time we have, there's 2 other quick things. We'll get all about other stuff with Assange. let's see if we can rattle these off. First is the re-election for the 5th term, unprecedented, of Benjamin Netanyahu. That's basically Donald Trump's BBF.
How long are their terms? Are they 2 or 4 or 6? What?
Or BFF. Normally it's BFF, but I say BBF if you guys catch that.
Oh, funny.
Anyway, ha. But anyway, it's I forget how long the terms are, but he's the longest sitting at this point. And the kicker, though, is that this is kind of the deeper behind the scenes of the nationalist populist wave I was referring to, is that Israel was sort of on top of this wave before even Brexit. And so what's happened is that there's a coalition party, and all these different parties get seats, and then each coalition, depending how many seats they get during the election, they get that many votes to therefore support who they want to remain as prime minister. And the reason we know that he's going to win is because the parties that were elected and that have enough seats overwhelmingly are all pledged their support for Bibi. So that's what's going on. Here's the kicker. Every single party, the coalition party, and there's like 5 or 6 of them, all of them except one were right-wing conservative populist parties. I mean, they've dominated. And the one that was not was a moderate. That means that the leftist parties, the ones that supported Rabin and all of the prior 20, 30 years of prime ministers, that whole wing, the entire movement has been wiped out. I mean, Israel is completely conservative to the point that the news items, the whole culture now is shifting to almost like it's like having Fox News in all of the airports. I know it's kind of like your nightmare, but my point is that that's how much it's changed, and this election was profound in history of what that signified.
Yeah, the other side, his main opposition now is it's neck and neck. It's almost he's good. Yeah, he was a general. You know, wasn't his opposition some Israeli Defense Force general guy that's going to whip ass anyway?
Yeah, but the thing is that Netanyahu is shown basically kind of like Trump in a way, in that he's shown tenacity and standing behind what he ran on, sort of like what Trump did. Now, of course, it ticks off his opposition, and they did the same thing to him that they did to Trump. That he's all full of corruption and crime and embedded with the Russians and whatever else. And it seems like the right is not buying that either. And then with Donald Trump supporting him, and of course putting the embassy in Jerusalem, and I mean all the things that the support of America.
Bibi Netanyahu and his wife are under all kinds of indictments, and the court they went after him and stuff. And I'm going, wow, man, what the hell did he do? And it was some campaign finance funding. They, true or not, it was piddly crap that they went and made up and did, and maybe it was true or not, but it wasn't like. I mean, that's it. That's what you got. So I didn't pay any attention because it's ouch, quit it, same crap. And I'm going, but each side is so not even in my wheelhouse. Nobody is looking at it's for the state of Israel, the state, the ship of state. We got to save the ship and screw the people, and we'll sacrifice individual rights over here, and here. And oh, by the way, we'll go bomb the crap out of that. Oh, and annex some land that we bombed the crap out of them before. And it's just, I can't even have an opinion because I don't research it enough because bad guys going up against bad guys. Where's the Liberty guys going up? I go, they're not here. It's not on these pages. It's not. I put it up. I mean, I know it's there. I mean, I'm embarrassed I even know as much as I do. But the thing is that it's because this radar screen of Freedom's Phoenix and what we're doing there is just a justification for you're not alone, for not freaking giving a crap, because you don't know what's really going on anyway. You got to clear the mind fog and get down to what really matters. It's local, it's your family, it's how much individual freedom you have. Yes, it's under threat by all these guys, but it's not them. It's you. It is that, and that's what the biggest discussion that we had last week with James Babb and you and I. It was very clear. There's some that they're not in my purview. I don't care. It didn't have anything to do with me. Oh, yes, it does, because they say it does, and they're going to pass this. Well, I'm bypassing that law too, or I don't care. It doesn't affect me, no, it's going to, damn it. That attitude is what perpetuates this stuff, to get you involved, to picking your better master kind of thing. I just can't. I mean, it's not that I can't. I just can't. I mean, it doesn't, it's not, I don't think that way. I'm like, yep, just some more noise. It's just mosquitoes over there.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, with the time we have, there's one other thing I want to bring up. You there?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, so it's kind of a completely unrelated regarding the culture war is with Star Wars, and Star Wars being kind of like the pinnacle of this culture war. And for you guys that have listened to us for a while, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. But this weekend is what's called Star Wars Celebration. It's basically the Woodstock for Star Wars and the entire genre. It's like Comic-Con, but it's huge and it's just for Star Wars.
Where?
And it's coming. It's in Chicago. It's actually in Chicago this year. And it moves from state or city to city every few years. They don't have it every year, but they're having it, and this is huge because they're going to reveal the trailer for the new Star Wars movie and the new and last Star Wars movie of this new trilogy, and the end of the Skywalker saga is going to happen supposedly with J.J. Abrams' last movie. But the kicker is that Kathleen Kennedy, the person who's destroyed this entire franchise, has hidden from everyone for the last year. She will be there, and all of the resistance, the fandom menace, they're all descending on Chicago right now, and there's a psyop war of them trying to keep us out by blocking channels. So just be aware, there's a huge revolution that's happening in Chicago in the genre community this weekend.
Have they finished principal photography, or they just
started? It's all done. They're just doing special effects right now, so it's all done. We'll be talking about that later, but there's going to be some news coming from Chicago.
I don't even know. I was like, aren't they done? Can I be mercifully, put them out of my misery?
They put themselves out of misery.
And they go, no, there's a ninth one. There's another Star Wars going to wrap it up with it's going to be social justice warrior and Amazon women rule the galaxy. Okay.
On LRN.FM.
Yeah,
I mean, is that what's going? What is the plot? What's the screen?
Well, that's the thing. They've held it. Look, without going too much, because we're going to have to do a whole special Star Wars show.
We will, but I want to know, in the audience, you're teasing them now. Don't leave them hanging.
So here's kind of the quickie gist of all this. So when Disney bought Star Wars, they had a political agenda of this entire thing. They went out of their way to make everyone female. And this was I mean, they've admitted it. There's videos about this.
No, I know.
So it was all SJW, and the majority of all the writers, 75% of the writers were all women. And these are women that didn't really even follow Star Wars, writing the Star Wars movies. So anyway, when they put this together, they gave the first one to J.J. Abrams. Personally, I despise J.J. Abrams. He defines the word hack. Okay, but for some reason, it took a lot of people a while to figure that out with him. But JJ gets in because of what he supposedly did for Star Trek. They thought he rebooted Star Trek in the first movie of the new Star Trek, which I still don't care for. But most people liked it at the time.
I liked it. It was cool.
Well, at the time, they thought whether you liked it or not, the corporations liked it because he found a way, they felt successfully, to basically rebrand it, to basically change Star Trek for a new audience, but still keep the old fans happy. And he played a game with canon. And I don't want to get into that, but it was like prime canon. And it's basically saying
he went and watched all the old Star Treks. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. So in other words, to keep the old fans on board, they try to say, okay, this is still regular Star Trek, but it's a parallel universe. So that way they could change everything for new fans and yet hold on to the old fans. Anyway, the point is that's what J.J. Abrams supposedly pulled off. So Lucasfilm was like, hell, that's what we want here. We want to be able to get all these new fans, all these new young kids, but keep the money train coming from people like Frank Tambori, who buys lightsabers. So that's kind of what they wanted. So they did this first movie, but they gave it to JJ. JJ has a bunch of hack writers. One of the guys, his name is Damon Lindelof. Damon Lindelof is he defines hack. He's the writer of Lost. He's the writer of the Prometheus movie and the new Alien movie with Ridley Scott. Everything he touches is crap because what they believe, I'm getting to the point here with Damon Lindelof and J.J. Abrams, they made a career out of being the ultimate dick tease. In other words, they don't write actual stories that have 3 acts.
It's the next episode.
Exactly.
It's that Star Trek Discovery crap that I'm starting to lose interest. I like the set. I like the characters. I really like Captain Pike. I like, the acting. I like everything except the screenplay. It's the plot. It's how this series thing. It's like watching Lost in space. I mean,
Lost.
You know, the series
I know,
Lost
I know.
in space, you know.
And that's because I know, Ernie, you're completely right. That's why I refuse to watch anything from these jokers from day one, because they never think through a plot. George Lucas had this entire saga plotted out, basically. Whereas J.J. Abrams comes from a world of serial television where all you got to do is keep doing what they call a mystery box. And he gave a whole TED talk, you should pull it up, on how he writes scripts called Mystery Box. In other words, it's like when you come down from Christmas morning and you see a nice, beautiful present, you know, the enthusiasm is what's in the box. When you open it, it's never that exciting. It's always the mystery of what it is. So therefore, he approaches that with his film writing, which is, it doesn't matter what the real story is, just keep you to keep you salivating to the next episode. Well, that might work for Lost until you get to the last episode and everyone says you blew it. But to sit there and take the #1 franchise in film history and not have a plot, not have it structured out, is incredibly short-sighted. And that's what they did. That's what I knew they were going to do when they gave it to JJ. So the first movie was nothing but a bunch of questions that all threw up. And I'm not going to run into them right now. There's tons of them, like whatever happened to the Resistance? What happened? How did the Empire come back and build a bigger space station when they're supposedly destroyed? We can go on and on and on. Who is Rey? All these questions, but they threw these questions up on purpose to get people salivating for the next episode, even though they didn't know what was coming. Then they hired the next guy. His name's Rian Johnson, who didn't really do anything, but he was another hack. And Kathleen Kennedy said, well, as long as you make everybody female and you do whatever I tell you to do, then we'll give you the reins. They gave him the second movie, and here's the kicker: he took the second movie and decided to do everything opposite of what the fans would expect. He said this. He says, I like to defy fan expectation. So here's a guy that doesn't care about Star Wars, took a first movie that did nothing but open up a bunch of questions with no lead through, no plot of what's happening, all these questions, and then he didn't even answer the questions and just decided to kill off characters and do whatever he wanted to do. They destroyed Star Wars single-handedly. So now the third one, no one's buying the toys. I mean, the toy companies are refusing to make product anymore, and that's where all the money really is in merchandising. So Star Wars brand is pretty much dead, and they know it, and they don't know how to bring this thing back. The fans are jumping off left and right. So now the third, because this is the third movie in the third trilogy. It's supposed to sum up this whole giant trilogy that we've been watching. But if I ask any of your listeners, tell me what happened in the last two movies, most of you probably really couldn't even tell me what the hell happened in two movies so far, because nothing's happened. There's no character development. There's nobody. They just kill people off. There's no plot. So now J.J. Abrams, they brought him back to try to salvage this mystery box problem. They said, J.J., you helped open up this mystery box, and now you're going to have to end it. And this is going to be the whole thing rests on J.J. Abrams. So what he's done is they decided to end the Skywalker saga completely. After this movie, they will never make another Star Wars movie, supposedly, that continues the Star Wars saga. They're going to have other Star Wars movies about, Boba Fett, or maybe in the far future, or a different planet, or something. But it's not going to be about anyone related to the Skywalkers or the Resistance or any of this. So it's a big gamble. But he has to finalize this entire thing. So this movie, they've thrown everything in the kitchen sink to try to tie up all sorts of loose ends in some haphazard manner. So we will see what's going to happen. But all of this is about to be
When's
revealed.
the movie release?
It comes out I think it's this Christmas. They always release it in December. So it'll come out this Christmas.
The least anticipated Star Wars movie ever.
Yep, it is. And no one cares. I mean, it's the last one. Nobody gives a crap. And now they're trying to pump people up for the Star Wars celebration. But instead of attracting fans, they're attracting the resistance. It's like all
That's
the Trump
awesome.
voters descending.
The fandom menace.
Yep, the fandom menace, and it's all down there. And I mean, all their YouTube sites have been blocked, and they're looking out for these people.
You know what this is going to remind me of? I just want, any grade school kid that, you ever had, beat it into your head to why, corporations are bad and unions and thugs and all this other stuff. There was in Pennsylvania, it was was a mine or a work or something, and you had these people back at early in last century to where they went on strike. Well, of course, the owners of whatever the business was hired a bunch of people to take their positions. Well, then the violence started. You're not allowed to work here because it's my job. No, it's not. It's the employer's job. You own your labor. If they don't want to pay you more, whatever, go start your own thing. That's when you get into government monopolies. They protect you from competition. That's the problem.
Hey, Ernie? Ernie, I got to interrupt real quick. On Fox News right now, they're awaiting President Trump's remarks on WikiLeaks Julian Assange, and all the cameras are on right now. So if you put on TV, we're going to, any moment, he's going to come out and address this. So
any moment. You got to sit there and wait for a half hour, Okay, I'll get this right. I want to finish my
Anyway,
point.
sorry to interrupt you there, but it's
Fox News. I'll see if I can have it, ready for him. He's breaking news. He's going to talk. We have waiting for exclusive, live. Okay. So
put it under the I don't care section. How's that?
Yeah. Well, let's see. YouTube, Fox News. Let's see if that comes up. They got to have a live feed of something. Fox, YouTube, Insider YouTube, YouTube.
Well, it's nice to see because all morning they talked about everything but this. So I guess they're forced to address it now. It's anyone's guess what he's going to say. I mean, this is historic, I think.
Well, where are you watching this from? I'm not getting live now.
Just put on Fox News. It's on right now.
Well, I don't have Fox News in my computer. What do you think I am? Okay, I got live here. All right, wait a minute. Wait. All right. There it's live, sitting there waiting on, and I don't care. Okay, so this is my point. During this strike, you have what's the role of government? It's to protect, life, liberty, and property. All right, well, you don't want to go kill the workers, and you don't want the owner of the property to not be able to use his property or operate his business. So what happened, they brought in the Pinkerton detectives or something. They went around kicking ass. I mean, there was machine gunning and stuff, and it was a battle, back and forth, ouch, quit it, you're not allowed. Well, the attention that went to that was all about what's the role of government, and that's where it comes in. You're a grade school kid. What should the government had done? The state guard, the local police, the army, the whatever, as hundreds of people and their families are there and ouch quit it and so on. Whose rights are being violated? Who's going to be the guy? Well, it's always who has the political pull, who owns the departments of, who's got the shiny badge. You're going to see a modern-day version of that in Chicago for this Star Wars thing, because you're going to have whose rights to be protected, who's invited, who's supposed to be there, who didn't have their right bracelet, who's going to get to say who's in the free speech zone, who gets to have, all this stuff, and it's going to be the Empire versus the rebels. And it's going to be the Phantom Menace, and it's going to be the rebellion, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to have, instead of wearing white stormtrooper outfits, they're going to be in black police riot gear, yada, yada, yada. This is going to be the crescendo ending, building into the last movie that's going to be like the first one, the first and second, episode 1 and 2, which was the fifth and sixth, movie that was about the clones, the clone army, the Empire. How is a republic lost, to thunderous applause? All this stuff that was directed by Lucas at the Bush administration. And what you're going to see is Star Wars. Of course, he sold it for billions of dollars, so he's like, wash his hands of, amen, not my problem. It's going to be, he took his money and ran, but it's going to be Disney, the media, MPAA, law enforcement, the government, to help them, the tech industry, YouTube, banning, censoring, everything is going to come to focus and what's the role of the government. Stay the hell out of the way. Peace.
Ernie,
let it go.
Yeah. I got to tell you, it's all coming down to this movie. It's kind of strange. Remember, Disney has been basically preparing, kind of like how the media is preparing for the 2020 election, where they're all going to start censoring everybody about what you can say. They're basically laying the pipe, and they're going to enact it very soon, which we've been talking about on your show. Well, Disney and the media is doing this regarding pop culture. Because think about it. What did we just see with Captain Marvel? They have spent their time laying down the pipe again about changing the algorithms, changing Rotten Tomatoes, turning off all kinds of. I mean, it's astounding what they did to protect this woman of Brie Larson in this movie and the activism behind it. There's so much money and pressure and culture manipulation. It all showed that it showed its colors of Captain Marvel, and now that was the test run for what we're going to see for this last Star Wars movie. Mark my words, and it's happening now in Chicago. So I will definitely give you an update on that, probably maybe even this Saturday, but for next week. And with that said, I need to get going. I have a long day, and maybe I'll probably talk to you later anyway. And Donald Trump is pulling up right now, so I'm going to go I want to listen to my wonderful president, assuming he remains.
Okay, where?
So,
I'm looking. I'm not seeing the live feed. FoxNews.com.
Yeah. So that's just, I don't know. I'm just watching Fox News on cable right now. He just came out of his.
I'm not on cable. I'm on my freaking
I don't
computer.
know what to tell you, man. I'm just saying right now. I mean, it's nonstop live feed.
Okay, wait. On Fox now.
Oh, wait. South Korea leader and his wife to the White House. Okay, so he's welcoming the South Koreans, but the reason everyone's broken in to watch what seems to be a mundane hello to South Korea is because everyone's going to be pummeling him with questions about Julian Assange. That's what this is about. So anyway, it's a live feed right now. So, all
right, man.
All right, I'm going to take off.
Am I going to see you later?
I might. I'll text Donna. I still haven't got confirmation with them, but either way, hopefully, I'll talk to you soon about it.
All right. Peace, brother.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm pulling up. There's going to be Cox. Something, I don't care. It's, watch live. Okay, watch. Make it go where. Nope, you're not allowed. You're VPN'd or something. Fox News Talk, Fox. That's another thing. On the Roku, there is a Fox News channel there. And if you go in, every time you do it, they want to confirm and you log in and get. It's not like it costs anything except everything. All your data and you read. I don't even read these. Do you totally agree things anymore? Because one, you totally agree that they can change it, and and you agreed to have the change of agreed. But a lot of times now they're starting to change. No, you got to every time they change anything, you got to re-agree. Well, this was iTunes. That was the Human Centipede episode on South Park made a big deal out of this, because when you go in and you read them, it's like. And all your data, everything you ever had, and all the other apps, and accumulation of the mempool of everything that you did that we all get when you agree, and we all get, and we add to, and we know everything about everything. And I'm like, it's all that. Do you have anything to hide? No, but I don't have anything I want to share with you. That was a episode of, was it a Black Mirror or something like that? That it was near future where people just walk around. It's like you have a Google Glass with facial recognition, and you see, the people and what they're doing, and it puts a little bubble above them like you were law enforcement in China or here. And it had, this is the person's name, this is what you know. And a lot of times, I'm really bad with names. If you haven't done really impacted in what I don't remember, I remember your face, but and kind of the context, and you help remind, because I talk to a lot of people, interview a lot of people, and you expect me, well, you didn't remember me? I'm like, I don't know, how significant were you, and whatever. Yeah, I don't say that, but I don't remember. Well, it's getting to the point now to where, God, where was I going with that? See, I knew my memory's going on brain damage. No. Oh, yeah. So there was the facial recognition that you get to help you remember these people and remember that you needed to remember. But you go, all right, this person's name, their birthday is whatever, their ex-girlfriend of, the wife of and daughter of, their son did this for you and mowed the lawn. I mean, whatever stuff. And a lot of times I do that when I put it in contacts in my phone. So when I go there, who is it? Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that now. Well, in this one episode, this officer, he's walking, and he's got all the squares popping up on everybody. He's walking by. He just sees a person with a little word bubble above them, and they kind of, and they're different colors. Should they be arrested on the spot kind of thing, which is happening. This is the point that they're doing about Black Mirror. Black Mirror refers to the blackness of a TV monitor. when it's off. It's called the black mirror. You turn out, you can see yourself. It's like a mirror. So they call that's why they call it black. I didn't understand. I'm like, what the hell is black mirror? What are they talking about? Well, it's anything to do with tech or a monitor or video or social media or something. It's a future tech, robots, whatever, surveillance. Here we go. So it's kind of a twilight zone for tech, and it's really interesting. I don't watch it. Not because I don't like it. It's because it's too impactful. I watch and I'm like, oh, man, you can't get it out of your head for a while. I only take it in doses. I watch like maybe one episode a month or something, so I got a ways to go. And I just, it's freaky. I don't like getting that crap in my head. And it doesn't mean, I already know. I'm like, yeah, they dramatized it and now it's real. Damn it. I whatever. It's me. So, but one of the episodes was, and I think it was Black Mirror, it was a guy as a police officer, this woman goes by and she didn't have a bubble. And he's like, whoa, what the? And then she kind of disappears in the crowd and he's like, damn, and then he sees her again. And then he's working a case and what she does is she erases you with software. She's a hacker that erases you from everybody's feed, or she has someone, all of a sudden you're not in the video anymore. Or they have this, because they can do it now. This is stuff they can do now. They can add you or anything into a scene. You can't believe anything you see now, and they can delete you. And down to, they're getting to the pixel of, oh my God. So, it was years ago, probably 5 years ago or so, they had an effect. They called it Adobe Light something or whatever. And you can even pick a scene and change the lighting and shading and where you want to put how powerful a light source in the room. Is it sunlight from outside through the window? Is it a candle or this, that? And it changes the shadowing. I'm like, it was amazing. You can't believe anything anymore. You see anything about, Ernie actually doing real kitten catapultings in the cactus, whatever, and I didn't do it. Okay? Didn't do it. I didn't do it. So, this girl, later they have a relationship, and it's kind of a lot of things that they want erased. I don't even know if they can erase it from their memory or something, too. But anyway, certainly any record of it. This is where we are now. Do you have everything that you got always available to everybody? And at the end of the episode, the police officer goes to her and they have a relationship, and finally they break and leave, and it's all on good terms, it seemed like. But he asked her, he goes, why? What do you got to hide? Let me tell you, that's what this entire episode was about, that one phrase. So what do you got to hide? And her response was awesome. And which the reason they did this entire episode, so you get this response in to start to get you thinking about what this is really about. She goes, I don't have anything to hide. I just got nothing I want to share with you. That's it. I don't have anything I want to share with you. Can I do that? Am I allowed to not have to share my life with you? Do I have to, want to hide something? How about if I want to hide everything? How about I don't want to share anything? I don't have anything I want to share with you. Now, some people want to share. Maybe not everything. A lot of them, probably everything. When they're doing their Instagram thing, they're probably not showing the sleep in their eyes. And some guys do. I'm sure that's like its own channel. But when they're not at their best, or when they're on the commode, or they're kicking their puppy, or whatever the hell. There's not everything that they're showing everybody. Some people I'm sure are, and they you make it up because there's a fetish for I want to see every morning somebody put their shoes or belt on or something. Whatever. God knows it's a diversity of the planet, human beings. But what if you have? I just don't have anything I want to share with you. Well, I got my Alexa in there, and my surveillance cameras, and my open CCTV that's not so closed circuit that I got. You see what I mean? And it's like the Ecuadorian embassy with Assange. They tapped into all kinds of feet, and if they didn't have a camera to tap into, they put one there. What, you think they wouldn't do that? That'd be wrong. So I I don't have anything to hide. I just got nothing I want to share with you. Well, what are you hiding? Nothing. I just got nothing I want to share with you. Am I allowed to have that thought? If you use it, anybody says that to you, it was very powerful with me. Anybody says, what are you hiding? Nothing. I just don't have anything I want to share with everybody. I don't want to share with you. Is that allowed? Are we good? I mean, what's your answer? Well, you have to share, or you should share, or sharing is good, or you got to share with the right people. You must share permit or something. I mean, what's the response to that? I don't have anything I want to share with you. Oh, you have to. Oh, so it's a force thing. So you're going to make me. And what if I don't? I don't have anything I want to share with you. I mean, I probably, in my life, I'd share way more. We have like this party this Saturday. There's always 10, 15, 20% of the people I never saw before. Now, you want to surveil me? You want to come in and see what's up? You want to see, how many guns are on the refrigerator? You want to see how many cameras we got around the whatever, how many computers are in the studio, or how many of my friends, hell, Santa Claus at a Christmas party, Santa Claus came, he had an AK-47 strapped on just for funny. I mean, it was kind of funny, but the edge gets pushed here. But it's safe and everybody's taken care of, and we know, and there's probably enough, people there to protect everybody, make sure we're good. There's not going to be a, wanton slaughter here without somebody paying the price. So I feel safer here, more comfortable. I have my grandchildren and my children come to these parties, and they hang, and it's a nice environment. It's safe space. Nobody's allowed to be a dick. You start being out of control, and we haven't even had anybody over drink in the years that we had any problems, Donna? We've never had any problems. We keep it open. And, so it's always a comfortable place. You meet new people. It's cool. We're going to have the kids from, I say kids, but they're in their 20s, early 30s, from all over the world. It's going to be great conversation. They speak English really well. So it's, that's one thing you find out about the world is everybody speaks English, And so I don't have anything to hide. But I don't have anything that I feel like I got to share. Because suck it. None of your damn business. Because I don't care. I don't care to make it where you can. And they go, well, yeah, do you lock your doors? Do you, probably when I go to bed. Donna does. I'm not even one of those guys that goes and checks and everything. She goes, did you lock the front door? And I go, maybe. Don't count on me. I'm counting on my SIG. But, so or Smith & Wesson, I think is the one that I got near my bed. But and that's another thing. When you have firearms, I got grandkids. It's not the way it was when they were in high school. It's not as readily available. It's, it's kind of, they can't get to it. It's up where everybody knows where, and kind of in this combination of, and the little safe of the whatever and all that kind of stuff. But am I afraid? Not really. But one thing that I'm really concerned about is when I go out and, things are getting, we live in a pretty nice area, but crap happens in nice areas. And, when I go to the restaurant, I go to the movie, I go out with the kids and everything, and even a lot of times I get in the car, I even drive, a little bit down the street. Dang it, I forgot my gun. So I go in. So now I, keep them, several different around, different whatever, more convenient, and I get which ones that I can actually carry with me. They'll fit in my pocket, that I can conceal, and I even forget it's there. But I just know the decision I'm going out is I'm responsible for the safety of my family. I'm, the patriarch or the man or whatever. A lot of times it's Donna. Because being a real estate agent, you go into a big house, if I just called, never met the guy, meet you in a vacant kind of, and they have their way with you, and there's nothing you can do about it, which has happened all over the country, and certainly when Donna first started doing real estate here, the decision was, you get a freaking gun, you're carrying it with you, that's just the way it is. Get over it. To the man. Didn't take a whole lot of convincing for Donna, but so now a lot of times I go, I forgot, You got your gun with? Yeah, we're good. Okay, then I'm good. She can take care of me, or at least let me use it. It's even smaller, and it's a 380 I put in my pocket, and we're good. So here in Arizona, it's legal to be concealed. Now they may say no guns allowed, but you're not in violation of a gun law. You're in violation of trespassing. They'll go, you have to leave. If you don't leave, you're trespassing. So they go, hey, is that a gun I see hidden in your pocket? Why, yes, it is, if you even want to say anything. Well, I'm afraid you can't. Okay, and you leave, no problem. No harm, no foul. Laws are different here. Why? Because of the culture, because of this mindset, because of the good examples, because of campaigns, because. And anytime gun control comes to Arizona, bring it on! Oh, that was so good. You help us educate the people for another time again. Thank you. So immediately the knee-jerk at any kind of mass anything here is like, well, they should have had a gun. I tell you why they don't do that in Arizona, because, here we go. So if it's any kind of public everything, I mean, I'd be amazed. It'd be very interesting to see what happens. And I know when they went to Las Vegas and they had these shootings, they had to know that they had to do it from a distance or up in a window or a hotel or something. God knows how many people in Las Vegas had a gun, even though they were traveling from around the world. There's still some people locally. They may probably have had one. In Arizona, I can pretty much guarantee it. Anywhere you go, I mean, in the movie theater, is everybody armed? I mean, you go to a Narcozona, how many people were armed there? I don't know. I know I was. Didn't even think about it. Do I keep it in my computer bag or do I put it on my back belt under my jacket? Do I have it, in my pocket? Am I, putting it in, my computer bag? Am I doing it? It depends. And how, do you feel unsafe? No. But what would be the biggest problem I'd run up against? God forbid. Mr. Second Amendment is for everyone. Are you a safe gun owner? Are you an unsafe legislator? Freedom of, freedom. Something happened, and I didn't have my firearm with me. So which is why I went to a concealable small 9mm. Everybody makes fun of me, Kel-Tec, because it's all that I could afford at the time. It's not my favorite. I put a Hogue grip on it, and it's small, and it's the smallest I could get 9mm. That would be a pocket, and it had a thing I could do a little belt clip that went on it, and that's the gun that I have. Now I have a lot nice. I got a bunch of Glocks and Smith and Wessons, and this and that, and all kinds of whatever, but they're too big. Now, of course, everybody makes fun of me. Boston Tea Party, Boston's all on my any ever gun guy. I can't believe you're so embarrassing that you got that piece of crap gun. Trade in one and get a better gun. I will eventually someday. I got feelers out, and if you come across and and I'll trade this one for, and whatever. And in fact, Boston went in December. Went to the Small Arms Review. It's a big giant gun show of thousands of tables. That he goes to here in Arizona. He'll stay with us and we'll hang. And he took two of my guns. Some cheaper kind of if you can trade up with this and this to get me Kel-Tec and this other 40 piece of crap I didn't like, and if you trade that up and you get me what you think I should have, good, here, take it out. You got a 2 for 1, man. Knock yourself out. Well, he wasn't able to make the deal and didn't find anything for me or whatever. No problem, no foul. But I like having that gun because during the Levolution, when it was going on, there's all kinds of things going. We were having signs. We had our workshop and so on. Wasn't in the greatest part of town, and we were fine. But one of the activists, good friend, he always had this 380, and it's a .38 caliber. It's a less powerful 9mm kind of round. It's a 380. So it's a Walther PPK. It's a 007 gun. All right. So it's, it's a little concealable thing. Well, he had a little belt clip connected to it, and he always had it in his pocket. And you would see that clip, and you see the tail, but you never really noticed it. I mean, it was there. It wasn't concealed, but it was just small, and it just, he's got his, we're good. I felt safer with him there. Now they go, well, where's your gun? Now you got, well, what I got, a Beretta 9mm. It takes this big Galco, leather holster, and that's when I'm going out and I want to show that I got it. Looky, I'm here for rights, and we went to the thing. I got my gun, you got your gun. We're all gunned up, and kind of, do I feel better? Not really. You get your 45, and the way you carry 1911 45s is with the hammer back. It's always cocked because it's not a double action, and it's made as like a safety from when you grip it, and there's a safety thing and so on. So it's cocked and locked, and it's safe. It won't go off. It can't unless you grab it a certain way. But people don't like that. They don't like seeing a 45 with a hammer back. So it's a little bit uncomfortable. Then we have friends you go over. They don't mind you having a firearm, but they don't want one in the chamber, or they don't want it loaded, or they don't want, it's their place, they can do whatever. So I'm going, I'd like to have something. I think I want to go at least 9mm, but I need something that I could have because I'll have it with me. I can't believe you got that piece of crap where I go, okay, well, show me what you got. Well, it's at home. We'll see. Then it don't matter. I win. Because this is a small enough, convenient enough gun that I will bring it with me, that I have it. It's way better than that big, giant hog leg that you don't got with you. So, nah. So if you're not bringing it, then it's like, get you a little something, but it needs to be reliable. I wouldn't recommend Kel-Tec. I had to do some modifications to it and everything, because every time I fire it, my thumb would hit the magazine release and it'd fall out. The mag, I'm going, that works, So I go online to see, what the hell is this design flaw? Not a word about it. And then I find some other little place, and they scrub it. And that's when I know the internet is full of crap, when they scrub stuff, on products or movies or whatever. So I'm going, screw them. I just do it in word of mouth and different review. I do it myself and do an evaluation. So I would like to get an improvement on it. Some of them have little laser pointers on them. They got, there's all kinds of different things. But I'm not a big, giant gun guy as much as people think. I'm a gun rights guy. I'm a self-defense guy. I'm all over it. I'll do, go get some. But it's not about, me, how many guns I got and the best of this and that. I just, over the years, accumulated, what I need, I think, and some better than others. But none of them are anything that I'm always got on me. I go to the movie. I got my grandkids, and we went to the store and got ice cream. Unless it's small enough and convenient enough that I put it in my pocket like I put my wallet in my pocket. Gun, wallet. Now, some of them, they even have small guns that are like the size of a wallet that you just put in like a wallet. That's kind of better than nothing. But this is, I like something that I can actually draw, that I can, use and defensively kind of, whatever. Because stuff has happened. I have been in situations where we can go over that another time and kind of, whatever. And that's why we put up Mark J. Victor's videos that he does. There's a Second Amendment advocate guy on there, and he does a lot of classes with Mark and so on. They do videos. When can you shoot somebody in the back? What about road rage? What about somebody coming? When are you going to be legal? And Mark says, look, man, you pull your firearm, expect to go to jail. You may be totally right. You might get off. But you got to be willing. Is it worth me doing it, to save my life? But the man's going to put me in cuff and take him probably whatever. And then don't say nothing. I want to see my attorney. Is that where you're going to be? So I am not, the big giant, a lot of the left will accuse, well, your penis must be small and you compensate with a gun or whatever. I don't really feel that that's, my motivation. I don't want to be a victim. And it's a mindset. When I go out to dinner with my wife or we go out, one of the first things I make sure I have is a firearm. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't want to be in a position of helplessness. I don't want to be in a position that I can't do something. I want to be the guy, like in the Colombian drug dealers that were sitting in France, and the guy comes in, all those people got shot up in Paris a few years ago. They rack it, go in, they start laying waste to everybody. And these guys go, I know what that is. Boom, 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 problem solved. Do I look forward to doing that? Hell no. I do not need the mental trauma of kind of doing never fired on and kind of, but I tell you what, I'm hoping that I'm prepared enough, trained enough, and have the mindset enough that I know one thing. I'm definitely going to protect the life of myself and loved ones and maybe even somebody else, because they'll eventually get to me if something bad happens. Is that something I wish to hide or share? It's just something I don't believe I have to share with you. I'm not hiding anything. I just don't have anything I want to share, especially that. I mean, some people have signs, armed 6 out of 7 days. Guess which one? Bad guy's got to guess which day it is, you know. So it's just that concept. No, I don't have anything to hide. Certainly in Arizona. I mean, it's kind of, they don't. What do you call a guy with, 100 guns and 1,000 rounds of ammo with each one? And the thing, in New Jersey, a felon in this, incarcerated in this, bad guy, in Montana, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, just another guy with not, a little short on ammo. I mean, it's just an attitude. Well, that's why we do that. That's why a lot of people want to come here. And this attitude towards firearms is a Vulcan mind meld into how the people, law enforcement, legislators see us. They're a little afraid of the people. They can only go so. They'll do the craziest, they think they can get away with kind of stuff. But then, you know what? We go out, man, we are butt heads. We use that First Amendment, and we're just whipping ass. It's them damn libertarians. We can intimidate them into, maybe not, they got guns. Because if you take away the First Amendment, all you leave is the Second. And that little question mark in their back, at what point do you go, all right, it's game on? When does that happen? Well, they've done some pretty egregious, stupid stuff. And one of the things is the doctor said you should take your kid to the hospital. We got to know you didn't go and we're taking your children. Wow. Do you stop it right then? Do you go through the process? At some point, they just go, nah, we just don't like you. We found that you tipped the scale of you got a marijuana card and you have guns and your kid's not yours anymore. It's always blowback. If you go on, you do Ernest Hancock CNN. If you just put that in a search engine, it'll come up, with me doing the only CNN, because I refuse to do anything that's not live. That's my condition. I'll talk to everybody, bring it on. But you don't get to edit whatever, because I know better. Because when I do that, if they edit, sometimes I'll do some coverage, but I know better. I go, all right, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and then I turn off the mic, step to the side, and we're done. Well, we can't use that. I do this all the time. And they go, well, we won't. I go, I know. But we're not going to, I know. I don't care. Use whatever I said or don't use. I don't give a crap. I'm not here for you. I'm using you to communicate what we're doing. That's what you asked me, isn't it? That's what you wanted. Oh, no, it's propaganda. It's approved propaganda. You're not allowed to communicate. You're not allowed to inspire. You're not allowed to inform. You're not allowed to convince. You're not allowed. And if you are, then we'll give you a bunch of YouTube revenue. So it's so clear to me. I don't have anything to hide. I just don't have anything I want to share. I just think that's a good way of looking at it. We'll cover this Assange thing. We'll see what's going on with this. But this is a really, really good example of 3 weeks. That might be something we'll get Vin on it. I'll go, hey, Vin, man, go get some. I was going to play this Spaceballs thing, but Frank had to go. And it was, I'll leave you with this just for fun. It's only less than a minute. But what it is Spaceballs and Mel Brooks playing Yogurt. The great Yahoy to me, Yogurt, or Yoda, it was Spaceballs is a spoof on Star Wars. There should be another spoof. Mel Brooks should do another Star Wars thing, just slap the crap out of all this SJW. It'd be funnier than shit. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Mel Brooks still around, isn't he? Now, somebody do a spoof, Whalen Brothers or something. It'd be this SJW. That'd be awesome. They would go after that like you wouldn't believe. Well, in this, he's going, where do you make the real money? Where is and you'll see where the it's not a flamethrower from Elon Musk came from. What the hell would he do that for? Okay, he's a Spaceballs fan. It's ludicrous speed on his vehicle. Ludicrous speed. That's from Spaceballs. He goes, we're going straight. Go to ludicrous speed. No! And they went plaid by him. That's why plaid. It's a speed. You're like, you have the Doppler shift. You know, you get red, blue, whatever, and it just wham. He must have overshot us by a week. Boom. He goes into. He went plaid. That's why on Pirates, you know, you have here. I'll show you on the PiratesWithoutBorders.com. We have this graphic. When you look at behind the ship, it's going plaid. You know, a lot of people pick that up. A lot of people don't. You know, what the hell is he doing there? But so Elon Musk is a big fan of Spaceballs too. And if you're a Star Wars watcher, you've seen it, and you haven't seen Spaceballs, and you don't know what you're missing. But it's all about merchandising, where the real money's made. This is what Disney and these guys, it's all the Halloween costume trinkets and trash of licensing fees of crap. You know, and this is the point that yogurt is making in this, and we'll leave it with that. Peace, guys.
But yogurt, what is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Open up this door. Come, walk this way. Take a look. We put the picture's name on everything. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made. Spaceballs the t-shirt. Spaceballs the coloring book. Spaceballs the lunchbox. Spaceballs the breakfast cereal. Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one. Last but not least, Spaceballs the doll. Me.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Adorable.
Adorable. Peace, guys.